well, technically not that early since we started half an hour later than usual, but it's all right. But yeah, we are starting a couple minutes earlier than expected since we have so many people in the stream already. So I thought, yeah, I might as well just start the stream a little early. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed the 4v4 best of 3 from Human Boys Tournament stream. And today we are going for a bit of a faction wars here. This time we are no longer doing it in Conquest this time. We are doing it in land battles once more because of a replay bug on the Conquest mode. But regardless, I do have one Conquest event planned in the future, so we will be doing Conquest late at a later date, most likely like next month, and then yeah, we can think about maybe more plans on Conquest if that goes well. But today we are going for land battles faction wars, and we still have 1 minute before the sign up time is over, and then we can start the tournament. But yeah, right now we are just chilling for now. We might have to spend a minute or two in silence while I am busy with a little bit of faction war tournament admin. But yeah, overall we are pretty much set to go. A pretty good sign up for today here. 14 participants all have checked in, and then we will be doing the faction wars. Faction wars is pretty simple, straightforward. Everyone picks a faction and plays it for the whole tournament. The only thing that might be a bit different is that we do ban a couple of factions every week. This week we are banning Dark Elves and Demons of Chaos because they got into the finals in the previous faction wars. Alright, looks like everyone's checked in. We can process check-in results and ready to start the tournament. But yeah, this week we are banning, wait, hold on. Yep, these are land battle maps. We are banning Dark Elves and Demons of Chaos since they were in the finals last time. And at the same time, we also have a little bit of an interesting twist in the last game. Other than just having a best of 3, we also will have an additional restriction to players, which is that they must... Alright. I think that's all. Yep, that's all the maps set. Yeah, I think I can just shuffle the brackets and we're good to go. But yeah, in the finals, it will be a best of 3, but players can't just play the same build every time. Instead, they have to pick a different lord. And as a result, you will have to significantly shift your build in most of your armies. And yeah, that would be what we're gonna do today. So every time you have to change a different lord, you can't bring the same caster. You can't even bring different lords of magic. Instead, you just have to bring a whole different lord, which will add a bit more variety to the end best of 3 finals. But yeah, let's just start the tournament since everything seems fine. All right. Let me just quickly make an announcement. Alright, cool. We're good to go. Looks like I am gonna go after Skarbrand Korn. Yep, Skarbrand is the player name. I suppose they will also bring Skarbrand. We shall see here. But first of all, let me just bring up a lobby and start hosting the battles and whatnot. Skarbrand is gonna go ham on y'all. You have to get past me first, Skarbrand. Gonna be such a pain to play against Korn S counts. It's fine, it's fine. I'll taking the hit. I'll be taking the hit first. Norska versus Korn isn't that bad, I don't think. And Delta's counts is like all the way on the other side of the bracket, so it's fine. Hold on, let me just quickly send another message. Alright, let me just quickly join. No, that. Let me just quickly. What? What? Hold on. Let's. Hold on. What? It's this one, right? Yeah, right, cool. We got it. Alright, cool. We are fighting Scarborough and Exile, who will be using Scarborough and Exile most likely. But we are playing Noska, so we are gonna have to figure something out here. There's not gonna be any direct damage, so I think we can play with Wolfric fine. So we can probably do this. I love Familiars, so I'll bring a couple, and I don't know. Actually, some Javis would be nice, and a little bit of a saucer of metal with Searing Doom. Final Transmutation? Final Transmutation would be neat, actually. And Plague of Rust. And then Metal Shifting, Warhorse, a little bit of a weak front line, and then some Javelins to shoot things. And, I'll probably just have to just throw in a bunch of Skin Wolves. Let's bring some Skin Wolves, and we can't bring too much here. We don't have the money. We don't have the funds. Alright, that's probably gonna be it. This is gonna be rough, but we shall see what happens. Don't trust him. He took Valkyria once in 20. Ooh, that is gonna be rough. Ooh, I need to figure out how to deal with that as well. Well, I think we'll have to just fight with this one and see what happens. Yeah. I don't know. Alright, let's just get ready, and let's just wait for our opponent to be done. Either ways, we'll have to bring some Javelins anyways. The problem is, if they go full-on heavy infantry rush, we are gonna have a bit of a problem. But yeah. Yeah, Delta, oh thank goodness, the bracket got swapped once more. Yeah, I did shuffle the bracket before starting it, so... Yeah, it wouldn't... the bracket you see at the start of... like, as the starting minute of the tournament is not necessarily accurate, because they might not be refreshed in time. But yeah, it looks like we have quite a bit of a variety of factions this time. No duplicate factions. Well, technically, Scarbrand and I duplicated factions were a bit there, because I originally wanted to go Khorne, but Noska works. I do like playing Noska once in a while. It's actually a rather frequently played faction on my end. Like, mostly they got carried by Skin Wolves, but personally I really like the familiar tech that Mr. Teufel introduced to me. So I've been using them a lot ever since, and yeah, they have been serving me well in many occasions. The only problem is, can they deal with the Minotaurs this time? That is gonna be a real question here, which we'll have the answer soon. Yeah, but yeah, the Minos is gonna be a problem, and we need to keep the oh shit, no, that's wrong. We need to keep the Shaman Sorcerer alive, and I might need to up my volume a bit. Yeah, it's too quiet. I think I lowered the volume because I had to because I was streaming. I was co-casting, yeah, co-casting with Human Boy last time. So yeah. Anyways. Looks like our opponent is ready, so we'll just send him a good luck, have fun, and just wait for them to, yeah, cool. Actually, I need to group my army first. Hold on a second. And then there we have these guys guarding the 3, 4, Alright, cool. Let's start. Alright, cool. We move up and see what happens here. Dual weapon. Scout. Come on, man. You're literally called Scabran. Why are you not playing with Scabran? That's BS. Anyways, ooh, Karanak might be a problem. Now, Karanak is allowed to have his Spirit Leech ability that I totally forgot Korn has a... Oh, yeah. Let's just pull back now. Let's pull back now, eh? Yeah, let's just pull Wolfric back a bit. Alright, cool. We are, we can send some of these in. And just start shooting. Yeah, we can only hope the Famir can tank it. Alright, cool. Let's just try to guard the back line first and see what happens. It looks like the Famir are getting absolutely shredded. This is pretty damn bad. Well, not great. Why? Ooh, silence? Alright, this is bad. And... Oh, Wolfric is getting pinned. Interesting. Alright, let's just pull back and try to screen Karanak. Oh, all abilities are silence. Okay, that is pretty damn bad. Okay, nope, I don't have, and I can't cast abilities and shit, so we'll have to pull out a bit and see if we can cast a bolt or something around. Oof, Karanak is very strong indeed. Well, I underestimated him for sure. Alright, let's see. Can we? We can't even get a good bolt anywhere else. Oh no! I see why Tequila banned Karanak. Because this is a hell of a pain to deal with. Alright, cool. We have some units regrouped, but Wolfric get absolutely shredded in this melee blob. Holy shit. Yeah, we'll have to just kite a bit. Okay, that is not good. We already lost our leadership, and we don't really have anything else to deal with it. Alright, cool. We just have to rush in, whatever. Alright, you back out. Why are you going in? Ah, misclicks. Alright, let's just pull back and go in. Oh no. We got pinned. That was not great. I thought the pinning ability would be a little bit easier to deal with if they're if you're fighting Korn, but I guess that is still not the case here. They will still snipe the hell out of everything you have, which is not great. Alright, cool. You guys keep shooting that. You guys rush in. Charge in, and see if you can do some damage in the charge. And there are some Famirs at the back there. Let's see if we can snipe out Karanak with our surround or something. But yeah, this is rough, man. Holy shit. The Familiars did not hold at all. Holy shit. But yeah, I guess that's what I get for throwing Familiars into Minotaurs. Probably should have just kept those. Alright, cool. Let's just throw them in, pull them back out. Alright, Skin Wolves can just stay the hell back and maybe recover a bit. Alright, you guys shoot. The javelins are, yeah. Wolfric got mulched. Trying to save the... Alright, cool. Yeah, cool. Alright, javelins are our last hope here. But yeah, things are not looking great at all. We can route. Okay, we shattered those hounds. We have to pull back a bit. Alright, and the skin wolves are dead. So we have like some javelins and some skin wolves. Yeah, how do I don't know how to take down Volkia, which is the problem here. Right. Guard mode on. Skin wolves pull back and maybe charge in there. Yeah, this is end. This is the end. Wait, hold on. If we can... Oh no, army losses! Damn it! Damn it! I could have forced a mass route. Oh well, whatever. Warfric does have the lore of boats. He qualifies as a spellcaster, yeah. The aura was way too large. Yep, I do agree. I couldn't use any of the abilities on Warfric. So he is basically useless in the end. That was a shame, indeed. Like, if that was Frog, he would be a lot tankier, which would be holding better in that kind of situation, mostly just relying on the regeneration and whatnot. Like, even if he gets cut off with the regeneration by, like, 50%, he is still partially regenerating and have a thicker HP pool than Warfric. But yeah, that was a pretty set Norscan army. Unfortunately, the Minotaurs absolutely wrecked my Familiar front line, and which I should have expected that. But yeah, probably could have responded a little bit better by not engaging the Familiar in the front line and letting the javelins shoot a bit more first, and then throw in some skin wolves and whatnot. But yeah, that is too late to think about it. We'll move on into. I'll ask Sarg Abaran to set up. To set up a spectator spot so we can keep watching him fight through the tournament. Alright, but yeah, I might have to consider banning Karanak next time. He is a very strong character. Bringing Marauder Horse Masters would win this. The thing is, I need to probably kick out Wolfric and just bring maybe this. And just rely on a little bit more of, maybe I get a foot character, maybe not. I don't know about this horse master idea though, because they're really expensive. So I don't know. But I'm definitely bringing Throg instead next time. And the Familiars didn't do anything well, so I think I'll probably have to swap them out next time as well. Because I do have to, like, just prepare to deal with enemy minos. So, maybe that. Just 4 armored skin wolves, maybe, and then another marauder in the front line. Maybe that. But that's something for next time to think about. Maybe I would get rid of Famir. Yeah, I definitely would get rid of Famir. I don't know about Horse Masters because they don't actually do that much more damage. They are very good for sure, but they're just a lot more expensive. So yeah, definitely something to think about next time when I play against Khorne again. But I think I'll be playing more Khorne these days instead of playing against them. So we shall see. We got a replay from our favorite Skaven boy. Looks like he's already done with his first game. I should report my score as well. Oh, Scarbrand already reported it. Oh, actually. Let me just quickly check if Human Boy has a spectator slot in their lobby. Oh, of course, this is them. Alright, cool. Let's just hop in. Oh, it looks like Human Boy won against Pigman and is fighting against Race, who is playing as the Wood Elves. Interesting, interesting. Let me just put up the screen blocker. This might be a bit late, but whatever. Alright, Skaven versus Wood Elves. Traditionally, this might be more favored on the Wood Elves, but not so sure about it now. Since the last couple times I played as the Wood Elves, kind of lost out against Skavens, because Skavens have some pretty strong box options. But yeah, this is surely gonna be some sweaty games between two very good players, Human Boy versus Race. And Race is going... One thing that is great about Wood Elves is that they can kind of avoid being shot by the Skaven artillery for too long, since they do have the ability to go full Vanguard. But the Skaven's Poison Wind Globes are devastating against both the Wood Elf infantry and cavalry. Perhaps there might be Tree Kin, which, remember, also has Vanguard deployment, to break through the Skaven front line. We shall see what happens here, as I am looking at their army builds, but didn't really tell you guys what exactly they are. But yeah, any infantry and cavalry rush against a Skaven box would be quite painful, simply due to Poison Wind Globes. But we shall see what happens as we are loading in. Wood Elves versus Skaven. Skaven going for quite a skirmishy build with 3 Night Runners, I believe. These are Night Runners, 4 Climate Spears, 2 Poison Wind Globes, 2 Gutter Runners with Poison, and 2 Wolf Rats. These guys are regular, not poison. Interesting. Poison would be... The Poison Wolf Rats would be something I would bring against the Wood Elves, simply because they have magic attacks. Poison is nice and all, but magic attacks is also great for bypassing Wild Rider's physical resistance and whatnot. But let's see. Or unless I read the... Oh, they have poison. They just don't have the poison tag on their unit card. Yeah. Okay, never mind. They are indeed poisonous, so they do have magic attacks. They don't have armor pierce. Oh wait, no. Wait, did they? Oh wait, no. The magic attacks are the non-poison ones. Okay, I remembered it wrong then. Anyways, Wolf Rats with poison is pretty good. Great for slowing down and chasing off enemy skirmishes, but there are no skirmishing on the other side today. Wait, no, they're skirmishing actually. Wait, 2 Deepwood Scouts, Vanguard deployed. And the rest of the army are pretty much fully Vanguard as well, so yeah. Anyways, let's just focus on the Skaven build first. Front line of Clan Rat Spears with shields, Clan Rats, and a second line of Poison Wing Globes. A bunch of Night Runners and some Gutter Runners with poison. Where are they? Yeah, Gutter Runners with poison, and then the Dwarfing Manas, the now newly buffed Doom Flayers, and a couple, 3 units of Red Ogres for some mass to pin down enemy cavalry. Leading the army, a Gracier of Ruin with Warpstone Scroll, Warp Lightning, Death Frenzy for additional attack and immune to psychology. Interesting. The immune to psychology can be clutch though, because against Wood Elves who do have Ancient Treemen this time, they can use that to keep those Clan Rats in the fight for a little longer. Excuse me. For the other side, the Wood Elves already deploying right in front of the Skaven formations with their Vanguard deployment. All the Dryads, one Great Stag Knights, Wild Riders, Glade Riders, and one more Wild Riders at the back there. But yeah, as the battle begins, Dryads slamming into the front line of the Clan Rat Spears, but they're also being hit by Poison Wing Globes. The Ancient Treemen is in the fight and are just slapping these Clan Rat Spears. But Dryads will also receive a Scorch ability from the Gracier and takes substantial damage. They're almost getting routed. The Vanguard Rush is truly on its way as the race is flanking around with the Wild Riders. Some of these Gutter Runners are getting absolutely plowed through by the Wild Riders, and on top of that, Ancient Treemen dropping in an Earthblood heal, keeping these quick mobility alive so that they can keep rushing into the Skaven back line. The Clan Rat Spears are quickly collapsing due to the Dryad pressure rushing in alongside the Wild Rider support. Ancient Treemen also slapping these poor Poison Wing Globes, silencing this important firepower of the Skavens. On the far side, there are Wild Riders being repelled by Poison Wing Globes and the Skaven skirmishers, allowing them to secure these Poison Wing Globes. The Glade Riders failed to run them down with their melee attacks due to the fact that Poison Wing Globes are super armored at 100 armor. Though the armor doesn't mean anything against the Ancient Treemen, so yeah, they are absolutely slapped. And more of these Gutter Runners are collapsing due to the mobility pressure. Now Wild Riders and the Great Stag Knights are rushing in. Balance of power is in favor of Skaven though, because at the same time the Deepwood Scouts are being pushed back. Dwarfing Manas now going after one of the separated, unprotected Deepwood Scouts. Dryads are still fighting in the front lines, and they should be able to trade well into the Red Ogres with their solid damage dealing potential. Wild Riders continues to push. They're not stopping. They can't afford to stop. The longer they stop, the more they're gonna get shot at. So they just need to get into melee as soon as possible, running down these Gutter Runners. The Earthblood from the Ancient Treemen can help the Wood Elves stabilize their balance of power, though the Skavens are still slightly ahead. Slightly, though. Great Stag Knights unfortunately being hit by the Poison Wing Volley, and oh god, they just took so much damage. Warp Lightning as well, bombarding the Wild Riders, but now that they are on top of the Poison Wing Globes, they are now able to pressure these remaining Skaven firepower. The Gracier is still fighting in the front lines, doing pretty well on his own. Now the Clan Rats are coming in to support, while on the far side, Dwarfling Manas managed to catch up to the Deepwood Scouts and actually menacingly approaching the rest of the unit as well. Wild Riders managed to break off the Poison Wind Globe, so there is no more Poison Wind for the Skavens, which might be a problem for them to shut down the Wood Elf units in the late game. But right now, it seems like the Skavens are quite up ahead in balance of power and in terms of just fighting prowess overall. Oh, wait. Is that an Earthblight? Yep, that was an Earthblight onto the Great Stag Knights. Unfortunately, they have taken quite a bit of casualties, even when fighting against the anti-infantry Doomslayers. And very nicely placed Warp Lightning, blasting away a few models of these Great Stag Knights. And the Great Stag Knights are eliminated by a combination of the Gracier and the Dwarfing Manas, plus more Clan Rats flooding in. Ancient Treemen, though, still very much healthy, and I do wonder what the Skavens can do to shut him down. Another Poison Wind volley into the Glade Riders this time. Sure, the Poison Wind might have quite a bit of armor, but they're so tattered right now. The Glade Riders should be able to finish them off, though these are some dangerous Wolf Rats with poison who have managed to chase off some Deepwood Scouts on the far side, I believe, and now coming in to flood these Glade Riders with bodies. Another Warp Lightning onto the Dryads, and they probably won't be long for this world being rammed by the Glacier of Ruin and his Plague Furnace or Plague Bell. Forgot what the thing is called, but you know what I mean. On the far side, some Dryads and Glade Riders are hanging around, kind of being forgotten by race here. And the Skavens are absolutely dominating the midfield outside the little bit of fight against the Ancient Treemen. Unfortunately for the Wood Elves, the Glade Riders over here has been eliminated by the rear charge from the Night Runners, and Wolf Rats now they will chill up the rest of the Deeper Scouts as well, leaving pretty much only the Ancient Treemen alone in the middle here. And there are no more Wood Elf mobility really to help out. Well, there are some Wild Riders still around, but the only Great Stag Knight has been shattered, completely eliminated from the fight, and there are still some tattered Dryads, but what else can they do against so many Skaven bodies? Anything that tries to get close will just get shot by the Poison Wing Globes and completely routed in the end. Which is a main problem here. Like, the Skavens, the Wood Elves can only fight everything else in melee, but every time they go into melee, there's a risk of being shot by the Poison Wind, and they themselves will also suffer a lot of damage when being counter-attacked. Like right here, they charge into the Dwarfing Menace, but once the Dwarfing Menace punches back and then the Wolf Rat swarms in, that unit of Wild Riders will just absolutely slaughtered in melee combat. Even Clan Rats manage to catch up and they will be pushed back as well. Ancient Treeman is going to be a tough nut to crack for the Skavens, but they might still have enough numbers to just run it down, slowly wear it down in combat. Especially there are still some shots left on the Night Runners, so they can just slowly chip away at the health of the Ancient Treeman, cycle charge a bit with the armor-piercing Red Ogres and the Grazier. Of course, the Ancient Treeman has a ton of healings and just really tanky in general. Any magic attacks in the vicinity will be removed by the Ancient Protector ability, so his physical resistance is still useful against certain attacks. And yeah, he's just slapping the Red Ogres left, right, and center. Now, the Wild Riders are still around, but what can they do against these blobs of Skavens? I honestly don't know. Glade Riders, though, trying to perform a sandwiching charge, just trying desperately to eliminate the rest of the Poison Wing Globes. But more Wolf Rats are coming in, also bombardment from the Warp Lightning, just trying to eliminate more of these Wood Elf Cavalry, not actually hitting any of the Wood Elf Cavalry. Oh wait, no, killing multiple unit models of the Wild Riders. That was a pretty brutal loss of the tattered forces of the Wood Elves. Yeah, so yeah, it's just the Ancient Treemen. It's just Ancient Treemen. And yeah, I suppose this big log of wood will just get dragged down by tons of Skaven bodies, which is kind of metaphorical, because with enough rats, a tree can be gnawed down. And yeah, Ancient Treeman trying to drop some Earth Bloods to heal himself, but I don't think that's gonna matter. It might actually, if he can actually rout off these Clan Rats enough times, but right now he probably just have to focus on smashing the infantry support of the Skavens and eventually dropping down. Oh shit! Oh no, I thought that's gonna be a Dwellers Below. No, that's just a Weakening of the Wood, which is still pretty nice. Activating. Wait, no, he does not have. Does he not have? Oh, yeah, he does have the. He does have Life Bloom, so a little bit of passive heal plus just blasting away the rest of the Skaven chaff. Earthblood is gonna be less useful here, since you can only heal one unit model, heal one unit, and the AOE heal is not gonna be anything useful. Might as well just use it to clean up. Might as well use the rest of the Winds of Magic to clean up chaff, I suppose, and just activate the passive heal. And yeah, Ancient Treeman still gonna fight. No, just use Awakening of the Wood. You can just clear out more of the infantry chaff, maybe, perhaps. But yeah, at this point, this is gonna be a bit of a grind phase, as we wait for the Poison Wing Gloves to come in and chuck a few more shots onto the Ancient Treeman, and the Skavens are just gonna slowly send stuff into a piecemeal and try to wear down the Ancient Treeman. I would say the Gracier slamming in for a bit of a cycle charging might be worth it, but that also, of course, runs the risk of being hit by the Ancient Treeman. Now the Ancient Treeman is slowly trying to push through these clan rats while the clan rats are suffering friendly fire. Trying to slowly push through the clan rats and just smash these poison wind globes because they are putting a dent on his HP bar. Normally, a single entity like that wouldn't really care about poison winds, but these poison wind globes are actually hitting a massive target. They don't have the best accuracy, but with a massive target like the Ancient Treeman, they're gonna land the shots regardless. Though they probably don't want to shoot at the Ancient Treeman right now. That's gonna hurt them. Oh, and here comes the Death Frenzy. A really nice ability right now. Keeping some of these clan rats immune to psychology to stay a little longer in the fight against the Ancient Treeman. And using them to just anchor down the front line here. Hoping to just buy more time for the Poison Wind Globes to throw in shots and whittle down the Ancient Treeman. Dwarfing Menace as well returning to the fight and now charging in and trying to surround the Ancient Treeman. But Ancient Treeman is going to come in and slap these Skaven hamster wheels. Small sized hamster wheels. And yeah. The Doomflayers unfortunately will get slapped by the Ancient Treeman, but the balance of power is getting further and further against the Wood Elves. We're at the 10-minute mark now. Again, I feel like at this point might as well just drop a couple Dwellers Awakening of the Wood to blast through some of these infantry chaff, but seems like Ray still opted to go for Earthblood to get more healing. But yeah, with the chaff on his feet, oh right, I guess. One thing great about the chaff around the Ancient Treeman is that they are kind of stopping the Poison Wind Globes from firing in, but even so, the lone Ancient Treeman is slowly but surely getting worn down by the sheer numbers of Skavens, so we're just gonna wait for this game to end. Yeah. That's just a lot of, like, there's so many clan rats just poking at the Ancient Treeman. It doesn't matter how much HP he has right now, like, he's gonna get one down. Oh, here comes an Awakening of the Wood, finally. You need to clear those chaff. As I said, you need to clear those chaff. Blast those clan rat spears instead of trying to use Earthblood. And clear the chaff, and then you can probably kill the rest of the Skaven chaff, and then go 1v1 the Grey Seer and finish the game, perhaps. But yeah, a lot of Winds of Magic has been used on Earthblood, so unfortunately the Ancient Treeman is probably out of, or almost out of Winds of Magic by now. Earthblood also costs the same Winds of Magic as Awakening of the Wood, so okay. But yeah, on a 1v1, the Ancient Treeman can definitely slap the Grey Seer. Warp Lightning kind of scratches the Ancient Treeman, but yeah, the Grey Seer does not want to stay in this fight, and just kind of like baiting the Ancient Treeman to move away from the Poison Wind Globe, so yeah. Doomflayers are super good, yeah they are. I haven't fought against one myself, but I have been seeing them trading efficiently into both infantry and cavalry. But yeah, balance of power finally dropping into the into army losses, and then that shall be game. GG to both Human Boy SS and Race for this game. Yeah, the Skaven can definitely hold themselves against a Wood Elf Rush. Now, all thanks to these freaking Poison Wind Globes. Very effective against both infantry and cavalry. So even Wild Riders just charging in will just get absolutely wrecked by those explosions. Inkit Claw is so good. Yeah, he is, but this time it's just a Grey Seer of Ruin. And I think it still worked out in the end. And my god, these wolf rats got value. 200 kills just chasing down Deep Wood Scouts and then coming back to rear charge Glade Riders, charge Wild Riders, and just chewing up all those expensive Wood Elf cavalry. Yeah, they got a ton of value in the end. The rest of the army not so... some of the Rat Ogres did fine, using their mass to just fight back against enemy cavalry. Also, the Dwarfing Menace did a lot of damage. Yeah... Human Boy yes definitely played the Skaven battle well this time. And the Ancient Treeman actually didn't do that much. a lot of the value were just accrued by the Wild Riders, Stag Knights, and actually the Wood Elves have been falling behind on the balance of power for the most of the game. Depot Scouts, definitely unfortunate for them, being chased off pretty damn early in the game, and they have not been able to use up all their firepower in the end. I probably wouldn't bring Deep Wood Scouts. I personally like to go for a full melee rush when I play Wood Elves. And yeah, 2 Deep Wood Scouts are like, what, 3 more Glade Riders, or like 1 Wild Rider plus another Glade Rider. So probably would have benefited Race a bit more if he had a bit more melee pressure just to push into the box. Because the Deep Wood Scouts are just going to get pressured by the Skaven mobility anyways. Everyone expects Wood Elves to bring skirmishers, so they're... that's why you take a kids. Yep, that is true. That is true. Flancing Ruin would have been really good in that scenario. But yeah, I would say... Yeah, I mean, Race is definitely a way better player than me, so... it's not like my opinion is... It's gonna sway his... approach onto this matchup or anything, but I do feel that personally, Deep Wood Scouts, I wouldn't bring Deep Wood Scouts. I wouldn't bring skirmishing as Wood Elves, period. Just because everyone expects you to bring skirmishers, they will prepare to deal with skirmishers. But if you bring a full melee build, surprise, surprise, their counter skirmishing tools are useless. Anyways, yeah. That depends on like the situation, I guess, because you like certain matchups, if you go full melee, you're still gonna get wrecked. Like against Beastmen, it's really hard to outtrade against the Beastmen in melee. So, in terms of a sheer melee rush, so the Wood Elves against Beastmen is definitely a hard matchup for the wait. What is the other name of Wood Elves? Oh, I'll just call them Wood Elves for the tree people. Because like the High Elves are Azure for the Azure. And then we have the Dark Elves, which are Druchi. What are Wood Elves then? Yeah, you get those weapons teams, all of them. Oh god. Human Boy just complained about rattling guns on his stream. And here he is going with a Azrai. Ah. It's literally in the damn names of the units. How did I not remember? But yeah, Azrai. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright. But yeah, Human Boy was literally just complaining about rattling guns here. But in his previous stream, in the 4v4 stream. But here we are having a quad rattling gun build. So that's gonna be fun. For the 3 different weapons teams, I am disappointed there are no warp grinders here. But alas. Hey, nice blocker, I feel safe. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was, here we are definitely safe now. We have the blocker. Yeah, I forgot about the blocker. Sorry about that. I just hope Olaf the Moose is not watching the stream. But yeah, interesting build from Olaf as well. We're just not gonna reveal his army just yet. We'll wait for them to load in and then we reveal. Also, they have a unit that I do like this choice. Let's unblock everything. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing the Jet Lion. So expect a little bit of a missile mirror, and maybe we can see some poison wind firing at themselves, or some rattling guns shooting their own faces off. We shall see. It's only fair to show Olaf's build. Too late now. Too late now. I'll just have to remember setting a blocker next time. But yeah, it's fine. I don't think Human Boy is taking this fight too sweatily. After all, he did bring 4 freaking rattling guns, so... Oh well. Anyways, for the army builds, Human Boy going for a rather simple build. 4 spears, a couple... one of them are the Skaven slave spears. 4 Skaven slaves, and then, yeah, 3 of the spears are clan rat spears with shields, and then 4 poison globes, 4 rattling guns, 4 Jezzails, leading the army, a Gracier of Ruin with Howling Warp Gale, Dreaded 13th Summon, and that's it. It's just... What? Okay, I guess Howling Warp Gale is actually pretty neat against the Onyx Crowman spam, so we shall see what happens here. For the other side of the battlefield, we have a front line of Peasant Long Spears, a second line of Peasant Archers. Yep, more Peasant Long Spears. And then Jade Warrior. Actually, front line is Jade Warriors, and yeah, one Peasant Long Spears guarding a firing rocket crew, which can be pretty neat against the Skaven weapons teams with their massive missile damage. Rockets are usually pretty neat against Skaven weapons teams anyways, with the explosion damage. And yeah, Jade Lancers at the back providing a bit of mass, aerial mobility, Onyx Crowman, double of them, Jet Lion for the Ying Harmony, and also more importantly Missile Mirror, I guess, just to limit the Skaven damage output. Now for the real damage output for the Grand Cathay Army, Seitan the Watcher is here, and Windbow is on the menu. It got some nerf, but let's see what happens with the Windbow in this game. We will never know. And yeah, and this guy is leading the army, Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord with Ancestral Warrior, Missile, that's a lot of Missile Mirror on the field. Storm of Shadows as well to slow down enemy mobility, and that's it for army builds. Now let's just wait for the players to unleash their armies against each other. And we chill for now. Let me just get some water, and then yeah, we wait. Looks like one of the players are both players are ready, and yeah, army starts. Oh, and on top of that, oh wait, there's no Natty Bubo, so there's no stalking unit anyways. So the reveal ability from Seitan the Watcher is not actually anything useful, other than confirming there's no Natty Bubos. But yeah, the Giselles are gonna approach and start shooting, but they're shooting at Seitan. Makes sense. But the firing rockets at the same time is just gonna annihilate their ranks, which is gonna be a problem. The other two Giselles are still getting are moving up a little bit slow. They need all the focus fire onto Seitan. The Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord can just juke shots, so the shots from the Giselles are not gonna be hitting too well. And yeah, those Warlock Giselles getting absolutely deleted by firing rockets. Very unfortunate for them. One of them is on the verge of routing. Maybe one more shot and they will be... Nope, not even one more shot is needed and they shall be going. Railing guns, this is your time to shine. It's your time to shoot at the Jet Lion, but... alas. Oh, right, well, a few shots are unleashed, but doing some minor damage only. Poison Wind Globes, though, at the back there, trying to dish out some damage against the Onyx Crowman, but because of how scattered they are not entirely deleting the unit yet. There's still half a unit, and they are just gonna annihilate the Poison Globes, and on the ground there's some poor Gatling guns absolutely destroyed by the Crowman already. One of the Rattling guns is indeed destroying the Jet Lion, but the firing rockets are gonna just wreck the rest of the weapons teams. Alright, cool. We have a Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord netted down by a Howling Warp Gale. Giselles are trying to turn around and shoot. Oh, but Missile Mirror, oh no, they're shooting back at themselves. On top of that, Shield Breaker was applied onto themselves, and oh god, their shields are no longer useful. Not that it's of any use before. And yeah, the Missile Mirror spam and the firing rockets are definitely doing some good work here. And Poison Wind Globes deleting the Jade Lances, so that's probably gonna be GG for Skavens, I suppose. They're still gonna be fighting for a bit longer, but their weapons teams are pretty much all annihilated, and they just don't have anything to deal with the firing rockets. And yeah, Seitan is still shooting. And the cavalry Jade Lances are just running through the Warlock Giselle's backline. And yeah. Another Howling Warp Gale locking down the Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord, but there's nothing to fire back. Jet Lion is going to be deleted in the end. But yeah, just again, there's just not much the Skaven can bring out to the table to take down these artillery and missiles. And then on top of that, they have to grind through all these infantry. So the Missile Mirror was definitely a nice touch. Haven't seen that spell for a long time. But against a missile-heavy faction like the Skaven, this is definitely useful. Poison Wind Globes, And that shall be... Yeah, the Poison Globes are still doing some good damage against the Jade Lances. But what about against Satan? They can't really do much here. Firing Rockets outranging the Jezzails and absolutely deleting them. Another Howling Warp Gale. Not that the Grey Seer of Ruin can do anything other than spamming Howling Warp Gale. So, yeah. Dragon Blood Shogun Gunlord got pinned down, but because it took off from the ground, it managed to dodge a good portion of the volley. There are some Skaven infantry managing to clash onto the Jade Warriors, but like waves breaking upon rocks, they just fall. They just falter and fall back afterwards. Poison Globe still trying to move up. Oof! Missile Mirror onto the Rattling Guns, and they just blasted themselves in the face, as one would have expect. Still, the Shogun Lord is might actually die in the fight, as the Warlock Jezzails are shooting at her, and she is not able to dodge because she has been routed. But yeah, the Missile Mirror was quite brutal onto the Skaven's weapons teams. Some Poison Wing Globadiers managed to get their hands on some peasant archers, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Satan himself can solo everything on the field, perhaps. Can the Shogun Lord return? I do wonder. She still have a little bit of HP, but the white line is also quite far away, so maybe she can, maybe she won't. We shall see. Firing Rocket has completely used up their ammo, so the Warlock Jezzails can now come back and fire again. Maybe, perhaps they stand a chance. But there's just a lot of Cathay infantry left at this point. I don't think it matters, but we shall see here, as the Skavens are definitely trying hard to fight back. The Rallying Guns, there are still a few units of them on the field. Maybe they can dish out some damage, but yeah. Oh no, the Dragon Blood Shogun Gunlord actually came back with 200 HP. She's gonna just chill on the far corners of the battlefield. She's not gonna do anything over there. Oh, this is your time to shine, Poison Wing Globes. It is your duty to delete all these Cathay infantry. Yeah, explode them with Poison Wind. And Climber Spears are probably going to just move in and intercept some of these Cathay infantry. Buy some time for the Poison Wing Globes to back off. Some kind of ability dropping in? I don't even know what ability was that. But yeah, the Poison Wind is definitely doing work here. And oof. A Wind Bow? Not doing a whole lot. Still doing some okay damage, but not too much. Not enough to rout off the Warlock Jezzails at least. And the Rallying Guns are shooting now. Shooting at the Peasant long Spear infantry. Doing some okay damage. Nothing too groundbreaking. Poison Wing Globes continues to delete the rest of the Cathay infantry. Wait, shit. Don't tell me the Skavens can actually bring the fight back in this kind of desperate situation. It seems that the tables have kind of turned here. Before that, before the 5-minute mark, everything that the Skaven throw at the Cathay box have been repelled back. But now tables have turned. Once the firing rocket is offline after using up all their ammo, the Cathay army has to push, and everything they spent pushing up, well, it's just getting pushed back by Rattling Guns or Poison Wing Globes. Unfortunately, one of the Poison Wing Globes have been pushed back. The other is also not doing too well. A dreaded 13th summon, I missed that. But right behind the Cathay backline, blasting away some of these peasant archers, and now the Storm Vermin summon is going after Satan the Watcher. Though Satan the Watcher is not flying despite having wings, so Satan have more than enough speed to just run ahead of the Storm Vermin and just wait for the summon to wear off. The rest of the Skavens also not doing too hot here. The Rattling Guns are being pushed back. Some Jezzails are still online. One of them is shooting at Satan the Watcher. Cathay very wisely just avoid contact against the Storm Vermin. Just trying not to engage in melee. And just wait out the Storm Vermin summon. Maybe perhaps the Grazier can just walk in and fight the Jade Warriors, so that the Storm Vermins can catch up. But yeah, as of now, the Warlock Jezzails are just trying very hard to slowly snipe out the Snake Tang the Watcher, but they don't have enough DPS, I'm afraid. And the Storm Vermin was mostly useless here other than blasting away some of the Archer line. And that is probably it for the Skavens. A very nice attempt to come back. Very valiant attempt to come back with the last stand, but in the end, they just took too much damage from the firing rockets. and also the missile mirror. And all that's left are some Giselles that will be routing, and some Clanrat spears that will soon be routing, as army losses will be hitting. Nope, not yet. The Clanrats are still fighting, I guess, and the Cathay army used up most of their ammo. But yeah, there's just no tools for them to fight back, and that will be army losses. GG to both Human Boy and Olaf. I don't know if I saved it, but if I didn't, then whatever. But yeah, GG to... Oh, shit. God damn it. Why did they just load it off? Oh well. But yeah, the firing rocket just devastate all these weapons teams. And... yeah, and the missile mirror deflected the shots back to the poor Giselle team as well. So a lot of the missiles on the... on Human Boy's side were ineffective. But yeah, with this done... Oh, the other side is yeah, with this side of the semifinals done, Olaf the Moose is advancing towards the finals. While the other side of the semifinals is between VM's Berserk and ODM's Calamity. I think he's from ODM. But yeah. We'll be waiting a bit here as we... yeah, we'll be waiting the players for a little bit. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know if Berserk and Calamity are in a game yet. So... yeah, let me just see. Maybe we have some time to cast replays. Hold on a second. Let me just quickly message Olaf the Moose in. Okay. Alright. Alright, cool. We'll wait for... we'll just cast some replays while we wait for Berserk and Calamity to finish their game. And then we can check out the finals between Olaf and whoever wins between Berserk and Calamity. Both Berserk and Calamity are very good players, so it would be interesting to see their game once they're done. But for now, let's just go into... nope, not these. Let's just go into the replays that I downloaded in the background. And yeah, let's see. Alrighty. So, this is a Skaven game between Human Boy and Pigman. Skaven versus Lizardman. And this is a grudge match for sure. Grudge match for sure. A lot of skinks on one side, and the other side, well, a lot of reds as usual. A rather similar build from Human Boy's game week, the first game we cast on the stream. A bunch of Night Runners, a couple Gutcher Runners, two Wolf Rats, a couple Red Ogres, a few Skaven Slaves, Clanrat Spears with shields, Okay, let's slow down so we can check out the army builds. Front line of Clan Rat Spears and Skaven Slaves, second line of more Skaven Slaves and a few Night Runners, providing some skirmishing firepower and also Gutter Runners behind them. Mobility-wise, couple Wolf Rats with poison and couple Red Ogres, since you're fighting against the Lizardmen. They're not known for cavalry spam, so you don't need as much Red Ogres to protect your backline, I suppose. For the leadership, Warlord on a Brute Horror. Having that regeneration is going to be really nice for the survival of the Skaven leadership. Warlock Engineer providing that Flensing Rune spell, and a Pack Master coming in with more healing, I believe. Wait, no? He didn't? Oh, right, yep, there we go. Running with the pack, providing healing to Molder Monster, which is really nice for the Warlord and the Pack Master. Red Ogres will that will help the Red Ogres as well, but that is not the key here. For the other side of the battlefield, for the Lizardmen of Pigman, a line of skin cohorts, one of them with javelins, backed up by a couple Arc of Sotek, really trying to use those poison vortex to ruin those Skaven infantry spam on the flanks. For cold ones, and a ton of Chameleon Skinks Vanguard deployed behind the enemy lines. Yeah, just a ton of Chameleon Skinks and some Skink Skirmishers. Unfortunately, though, the Skink Skirmishers do not have stock, so they are revealed to the Skavens regardless. But yeah, Chameleon Skinks moving up and are ready to flank around and maybe try to gang up on the Skaven backline, which, to be fair, they don't really have much of a backline. There are no weapons teams. And yeah. Now the Feral ones are approaching into the forest, trying to scout out to see if there's any units hidden, while the Chameleon Skinks will be shooting at the approaching Wolf Rats with poison. But unfortunately, the Skink Skirmishers, oh no, they're running away! That means the pursuit behavior of the Wolf Rats will kick in, and look how fast they just annihilate the Skink Skirmishers, as each individual Wolf Rat model seeks out an individual Skink Skirmisher model to kill, and that amplifies their damage dealing power by a lot. So the best bet you have to survive as a skirmishing unit is just to like hold your ground and fight against the Wolf Rats that charge into you. Skink Skirmishers doesn't have that poor of a melee stats anyway, so they can have a very minor chance to fight back. Definitely stand more of a chance than trying to run away and allow the Wolf Rats to just kick in with their pursuit behavior. Anyways, the Skink Quads are moving up now and ready to run down, charge into the Clan Rats and Skaven Slaves. A little bit of Hand of the Gods trying to snipe out the Warlord, but I feel like the Hand of the God is very much a hit and miss ability. It doesn't actually do much damage to the Warlord, but sometimes it can nuke stuff. But yeah, on the far flank, there are Gutter Runners and Night Runners trying to repel the Chameleon Skinks, who are successfully being held off on the far side of the battlefield, while the Skink push is kind of stuck on a ton of Skaven bodies right now. Feral ones on the far side are held back by the Night Runners for now, and more Wolf Rats and the Red Ogres are piling in. A little bit of a Flensing Rune onto Krogar. There are no healing for the Lizardmen, so all this damage is going to be permanent, and Krogar is also being hit by the armor-piercing Packmasters as well. So yeah, taking quite a bit of damage already, and the Packmaster continues to bound towards Krogar. A Flock of Doom onto Ikixesa, and Ikixesa. Oh wait, no, there's also some Skaven Slaves being hit, but that is not a lot of value accrued from this spell so far, while the Chameleon Skinks are still very much being held on the far side of the battlefield. They are unable, excuse me a second there, they are unable to engage into this fight. They are definitely needed to shut down the Ikixesa for now, but right now, Krogar is pretty much alone against the two armor-piercing characters of the Skaven army. They don't have anti-large, but that is still more than enough threat to finish off Krogar if they want to. Krogar might be an anti-large combatant and very strong in melee, but yeah, not in a 2v1, not in a 2v1. That's just too much for his pay grade. And the Chameleon Skinks are still kind of sitting around, not doing much so far, which is a shame. They could have probably tried to sneak in with melee and fight stuff in melee, but maybe try to fight the Night Runners. They do have good enough melee stats to hold themselves up in melee plus poison melee attacks, but oh well, that is quite unfortunate here. Red Ogre is here holding back the Skinks and the Bastildon Arc of Sotak, while Krogar is still running for his life as the Warlord is just running alongside him. Yeah, a bit of a rally from the Warlord, trying to just keep those Skaven infantry in the fight. Not that he's in range to apply that to any of the Skavens, but that doesn't matter. Krogar is almost finished, and the Chameleon Skinks are still trying to run away from the Gutter Runners and Night Runners. On the far side, their Red Ogres now finish off the Koan Riders. Oh, there's some Koan Riders that I missed out. Not that they matter, because their stats are so poor, they're just not worth the gold usually. Like, you still need to take them for an anti-large cavalry, but they just don't do well, man. They're just getting absolutely swarmed by Wolf Rat's poison and the Rat Ogres. And the Skaven tide is holding for now. The Skinks are slowly losing steam. Finally, some of the Skink Hordes and the Bastiladon Arc of Siltag managed to get onto a Gig Zap Zap. But Krogar is almost done for. He has survived long enough, but when he tries to fight back, he can't get any heals while the Warlord is just slowly regenerating, which is a bit of a pain to deal with for Krogar right now. And the rest of the Chameleon Skinks are being pushed back by the cheaper Night Runners, the slightly more expensive Gutter Runners, but then again, all the Chameleon Skinks have been held back, unable to fight back, unable to do anything in the battle so far. And yeah, they just have been running the whole time. And yeah, the Skink cohorts here are being slowly dragged down by the sheer numbers of Skavens right now. They're not known to be elite anyways. Without Krogar to deal with the single entities of Skaven, the Skavens simply, the Lizardmen simply don't have any good ways to deal with the double brute horror healing. And also the rest of the Chameleon Skinks are a bit of a shame, but they were just held off too far away from the enemy formations to do anything useful throughout the game. Alright, army performances wise, most of the damage, there was not that much damage, I believe. Yeah, most of the damage were dealt by the Packmaster and a bit of a Warlock Engineer, just blasting stuff with a Warp Lightning and whatnot. Red Ogres did okay. It kicks us out did pretty fine, but yeah, mostly Lizardmen still have a lot of forces intact that are not converted into value for the Skaven, but oh wait, no, the Warlock Engineer didn't use Flensing Ruin, there's no Warp Lightning, but yeah, most of the value of the Lizardmen army was not killed and converted to value yet, so the Skaven army didn't get that much value, but overall, without Krogar and Code 1 Riders, which are kind of shit as a mobility, especially they're not the Spear Riders, they just got like repelled by the enemy sheer numbers and whatnot. Wait, yeah. Wait, how? Let me just quickly check again. I don't think I paid too much attention on the Koan Riders. Let me just quickly rewatch and just speed past the initial phase and see how they die. Alright. Just gonna quickly load in. Alright, and speed run. Koan Riders and Feral Colt ones mixed in. Huh. I guess they try to charge the Night Runners and then they just get shot and dragged in melee. Yeah, they're just taking a lot of damage from these Night Runners skirmishing firepower. And some, of course, it kicks up firing in as well. On the other side, similar things is happening, just being kited and shot. And the Chameleon Skinks just didn't have a good trade against Night Runners and Gutter Runners. Even if the Koan Riders charge in, they are just getting dragged down in melee. Red Ogres are fighting in the mix. This side being swarmed by Wolf Rats, Night Runners, and Red Ogres. Remember, Night Runners are kind of an infantry with like okay-ish melee stats. So they can act like as an infantry chaff support for your monstrous infantry, which are the Red Ogres, but yeah. Yeah, the regular Koan Riders just didn't trade well into Red Ogres without that anti-large bonus. GG. But yeah, I absolutely hate Colt 1 Riders. Colt 1 Riders, yeah. Colt 1 Riders, or all Colt 1 Cavalry. I guess the Dark Elf Colt 1 Spear, Colt 1 Knights are okay, but that's just okay. Like, it's hard to it's hard to deal with them if you're playing specific factions, but otherwise they're just kind of shit as a cavalry. Like, having the anti-large is a nice touch, but that's about all they have going for them. Alright, let's see, what is this one? Slaanesh versus the undead. Oh boy. I do wonder how this goes. We have some very meta units here. A couple of Fiends of Slaanesh. They're very good now that they have those additional unit models. Front line of Hell Scourges, Marauders, 3 Marauder Horsemen, 3 Furies, and a single Chaos Spawn. Plus, that's a regular Exalted Keeper of Secrets, I believe. That's not Ankari. Alright, let's just slow down. That's an Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with Pavane and Seductive Glory, Ballet of Blows. That's about it. And yeah, Feasting on Fear is nice. Just to get some healing when enemy has wavering leadership, which the undead often would have low leadership because they don't have good leadership to begin with their chaff. And the high leadership stuff are like, what, Blood Knights. And which are only a few units. Mostly it's just like low leadership chaff, like zombies, skeletons. Sternsmans are very good, but Crypt Ghouls doesn't have good leadership as well. Yeah. Konigstein Stalkers, even a regiment of renown, only have 53 leadership. Anyways, for the other side of the battlefield, for the undead, for the vampire count, front line of zombies mixed in with Konigstein Stalkers and the Sternsmen. They're supported by Mortis Engine, providing that health drain effect. They're probably hoping to drain away health of any elite Slaanesh infantry, like the Chosen of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, because the undead simply can't fight them in melee. A Corpse Guard with Unholy Lodestone for extra healing, and the Vigor Mortis melee buffs, and Vigor Refresh. A couple Blood Knights to counteract enemies, monsters, and mobility. A single Crypt Ghoul unit being a damage dealer. Perhaps they can do something well against the lightly armored Slaanesh infantry. We shall see. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord on a horseback. So no armor piercing, just coming in with some heart piercing and sort of anti-heroes for maximum damage output. Helm of the Squad as well to debuff enemy melee stats. A White King as a supporting hero, and that's it. Spell support wise, Invocation of Nahak and Raise Dead. Now, the zombies on the far side are being skirmished down by those Marauder Horsemen, which is exactly what the Vampire Counts want. The ammo that goes into the zombies means less ammo going into the Mortis Engine or the Blood Knights. So yeah, that's a fine trade for the Vampire Counts for sure. But the dive pack in the forest, we missed them out for a bit there. They're unfortunately being dived by the Chaos Furies, being caught out in melee. And they're absolutely eliminated already, as some more Chaos Furies charging in from behind, doubling their charge bonus due to them being a Slaanesh unit. Yeah, devastating flanker trait. And yeah, that is a massive loss for the Vampire Count. Now, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets going solo against the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. Blood Dragon Vampire Lord activating all his buffs and debuffs. Helm of the Squad, sort of anti-heroes, heart piercing, trying to just dish out as much damage against the Exalted Keeper of Secrets as possible. Even a zombie summon was dropped, trying to pin it's pinned down the Keeper of Secrets in the fight. But that's not going to be anything useful here, because the Exalted Keeper of Secrets have enough speed and mass to simply walk out of there. Blood Knights trying to cycle charge the Devoted Marauders, but this exposes them to a counter charge from the Fiends and the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, and they're absolutely getting annihilated on the charge. These armor-piercing attacks from the Fiends are very effective against the Blood Knights, even if the Blood Knights have anti-large. And oh no, a Pavane keeping those Blood Knights in the fight, and they're just taking more and more losses. Slaanesh Furies are diving in as well. Their anti-armor capabilities will be excellent in finishing off these Blood Knights. They're completely trapped, and this is another crucial loss to the Vampire Counts. And yeah, a painful loss indeed, as this Blood Knight unit is probably gonna be dead. Konigstein Stalkers are walking in and providing a bit of refuge for the Blood Knights, but that is nowhere near enough to save the unit. So one Blood Knight already down. While the Slaanesh army is still very much intact, some zombie summons are being annihilated by the spawns. More fiends are moving over to this flank to secure this engagement, as the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is rampage in the middle of a ton of fiends, and the Keeper of Secrets is also in there as well. Another unit of fiends coming in to really surround and snipe out the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, and the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord taking more and more damage, while the rest of the Undead Chaff really unfortunate, unable to bail out the Undead Lord yet, as those monsters are just keeping him in the fight. Another ability, Narcissism, hitting down. Oh, this is such a tragedy for the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. He is just unable to escape from the grasp of Slaanesh. After a bunch of rampage, it is Narcissism keeping him pinned in the fight. Blood Knights are charging in, doing some nice damage to the fiends alongside with the rest of the chaff of the undead, dragging down some of these rather fragile Slaanesh troops. But yeah, the Blood Dragon Lord has taken a lot of damage. And oh, another big hit from the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Oh, and the Blood Dragon Lord once more being rampaged by the Pavane. How many Pavanes have you cast so far in the game already? Oh, and the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is not able to get out of this fight at all. Seductive Glory rampaging the Blood Knights. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets, really nice ability. Just keeping all these crucial units of the Vampire Counts in the fight, while the Murder Horseman just throws in javelins, whittle down on those key targets, and the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, because he was not able to be, he was too angry, too furious to get into a fight. He was blinded by rage, unable to be controlled by the player, so just not having a good time in the fight. While the Exalted Keeper of Secrets can just get free attacks onto the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord to his heart's content. The Mortis Engine though managed to drain down the health of all these devoted marauders, but the javelins of the Murder Horsemen of Slaanesh will eventually whittle it down. Those horsemen definitely need to preserve ammo for the Mortis Engine, and they have been shooting at the Mortis Engine now. So the Mortis Engine has been taking a ton of damage. On top of that, the fiends can just come over, surround the Mortis, and beat it down. Yeah, the problem for the Vampire Counts is once their lord is dead, they have no access to magic support, and also the leadership of these undead troops take a massive hit. The White King is trying to fight back against the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, but remember, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is healing, all thanks to the feasting on fear. As units around him is indeed has lower leadership than Wavering Territory. So yeah, while the Exalted Keeper of Secrets finish off the Blood Knights, he actually got some healing back. And all he needs to do is just to jump into the middle of these bunch of undead chaff, and he will get even more healing from all these Wavering units. The Mortis Engine, I don't think it even matters now, because the Exalted Keeper of Secrets can just finish off the White King and walk over and finish off the Mortis by himself. Like, the javelins aren't even necessary. The Stonesmen are still very much healthy, but that is just inflating the balance of power here, as there's no hope for one lone Stonesman against so much Fiends cycle charging, and on top of that, Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Kind of funny that the Keeper ain't doing so hot, yeah? Oh, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but yeah. Goodbye, Blood Knights. Yep. The Blood Knights are indeed pretty much nuked in all of their engagements. Just kind of kept in the fight for too long from all the rampaging. So yeah, rather unfortunate for the Vampire Counts here, as the Mortis Engine will be finished off by the Fiends, and the White King is what's remaining on the field, and yeah, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets slaps the White King, and that shall be it for the Vampire Count. GG to both players. And as we can see here, the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord didn't do much damage, as he was completely rampaged in a lot of in most of the time in his combat. Unable to select his targets, so he was probably just fighting some chaff or attacking something unimportant, while the Exalted Keeper of Slaanesh just accruing so much value, sniping out the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, smashing some of these Blood Knights, alongside with the help of some of these Fiends, and the Mortis Engine being shot up by a ton of the javelins. Though it did do a lot of damage, draining down some of these Devoted Marauders, the Chaos Furies, and some of the Fiends, and whatever fighting around it, but unfortunately it's just not able to pull back this game, as the chaff on the far side there. Yeah, I feel like one mistake that Delta, the Vampire Count's player, made was the Vampire Count army was too spread out. That allows the Slaanesh army with the superior mobility to just maneuver, outrun all the undead infantry support, and just pick off isolated elements like the Blood Knight on the other side of the map. And Direwolves got picked off early as well by the Furies, and yeah, didn't get much value either. And yeah, let's check and see if the finals are ready, or Berserk and Calamity still. Alright, looks like Olaf and Berserk are ready for the finals. I'm just gonna go in and check out if they have. Is it this one? Let me just quickly jump in. Alright, it is a best of 3 now. So yeah, alright, cool. Alright. This is right. We have Berserk. On the other side, we have Olaf, the Moose. Both players are on 0 right now. And we're on Ashen map, so let's hope it's not a really dark, poorly lighted map. But yeah, Olaf the Moose seems to be getting Cathay into the finals, while Berserk is getting Warriors of Chaos. Two very strong factions. Cathay has always been strong, and Warriors of Chaos is a very flexible faction, have a lot of tools, a lot of different lords, a lot of different units from different gods. Being very flexible, you never know what kind of BS they're gonna pull out in the end. And so it can be a bit hard to prepare against this matchup. But yeah, Grand Cafe though, their box is of course strong as ever, and Warriors of Chaos, one thing they're less proficient at is breaking boxes. So maybe so Grand Cafe might stand a better chance here. We shall see. We don't know actually what they're bringing. Well, you don't know. I can see behind the screen blocker. But yeah, let's see what the Warriors of Chaos are gonna pull out in this best of 3. Remember, the players cannot use duplicate lords. They can use the same type of lord from different chaos alignment. So perhaps if you bring a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, you can take in the next round you can take a regular Chaos Lord of Undivided with the same Lords of Magic. But you can't take the same. You can't take a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Nurgle magic and then take a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Death magic. Basically. And yeah, other than that actually, yeah, there's not much other there's not much other rules left for this best of 3. It's just like no duplicate lords over the course of best of 3. That Berserk didn't go with Khorne. Bruh, you took the Khorne army. You took the Khorne army. He couldn't get Khorne. But yeah, Warriors of Chaos definitely a very strong army, and maybe we can see some Khorne units. We shall see. We don't know. Let's unblock the screen, and yes, we do have Khorne army, and we have Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons, and a Chosen of Khorne as well. 2 more regular Chosen. Not sure how good they are. I guess their shields will help against the Grand Cafe missiles, but yeah, two kind of Berserker infantry, like the Forsaken is kind of like a Berserker, right? They just go into a frenzy melee fit, and yeah, just kind of glass cannony. But yeah, 2 Forsaken, 3 Chosen, one of them the Chosen of Khorne, 1 regular Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons, and 4 Marauder Horsemen, 2 with throwing. I think all of them throwing axes. Let me just check again. Let's go. He did corn. He did go corn indeed. Yeah, let me just... Alright, cool. Alright, let's wait for them to start. But before that, 4 units of Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, so that's a lot of armor-piercing firepower. Perhaps it would be perfect for killing the Sky Junk, which has a whole of 10k HP, which kind of is ridiculous. Because they are much smaller than the Thunderbarge, and yet they have so much. They have roughly the same HP. That they don't look that tough, honestly. I guess they have a metallic basket, but that's about it. That's about all they have for them. Do they have an explosive? Alright, they have a little bit of a drop pod over here for the bombs, but yeah. Anyways. Leading the army for the Warriors of Chaos, Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance, Rancid Visitation for the direct damage, and Stream of Corruption. There's also the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh with Pavane and the Bombardment Rod of Torment. Rod of Torment, great for blasting away blobs of infantry, but yeah, let's see what happens here. Ooh, these Iron Hail Gunners would be juicy for those Rod of Torment bombardments. But yeah, for the other side of the battlefield, Cathay is, as usual, boxing. A bunch of Jade Warriors and Peasant Long Spears guarding a few units of Iron Hail Gunners, a couple units of Sky Junks for the rockets, which will do great against the Chaos Infantry, actually. In the skies flying around, the Shugengan Lord is a bunch of Righteous Lances of Waging for the AP attacks, guarding the Moon Bird and their lord as well, Moonflare, for the bombardment damage, and also a bit of a single entity fighting power, and Dragon Blooded Shugengan Lord with Talons of the Night. No Talons of the Night. Storm of Shadows to slow down enemy, and also Ancestral Warrior for the AP summon. There are indeed some Chaos Warhounds hidden in the corner of the battlefield, so perhaps they'll be unleashed upon the routed Iron Hail Gunners, if they're ever routed, and then chase them down. But we shall see here as the Warriors of Chaos are setting up behind the trees, ready to engage in a full-on melee rush. Cathay build seems strong, seems boring. I mean, that's just Cathay in general, unfortunately. If they try to go melee rush, they're just playing out of their depths, and they're just kind of screwing their own chances of winning. You do what you can to win, man, but yeah. A lot of flying single entities. And the rockets are already shooting at the Chosen, putting a dent in their HP. But Berserk doing a pretty nice job dodging most of the projectiles. Not that most of them are gonna hit anyway, so... while the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh and Chaos Sorcerer Lord of... Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh and Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle are just kind of moving up. There's not much threatening to them in this build. There's no cannon, so yeah, they don't really have to worry about much. Now the Righteous Lances and the Great Moonbird are going straight for some of these Murder Horsemen with throwing axes, and they do have the great tool to just stop them from running away. The Storm of Shadows will be able to slow them down, and then the rest of the melee units are just going to catch up. So let's see if Olaf the Moose is going to use that ability here. Throwing axes are firing back and doing some chip damage against the Great Moonbird, and here comes the Storm of Shadows, significantly slowing down the Marauder Horsemen down to infantry speed pretty much. And the Great Moonbird can just jump in alongside the Righteous Lances and start doing some pretty nice damage. Though the other unit of throwing axes are getting close and start chugging throwing axes, killing some of the models on these elite flyers. On the far side, the Rod of Torment already blasting some of the Iron Hail Gunners. We can see the scorch marks on the ground, while the rockets on the Skyjunk continues to shoot. One of the Murder Horsemen is offline already, though they're the other one doing a lot of damage against the pursuing Dragonblood, the Shugengan Lord, throwing axes at point blank range. Iron Hail Gunners are ready to shoot, and they're doing some decent damage against the Skyjunk, as the rest of the Cathay mobility are just too far away to help. Bombardment continues. Stream of Corruption really nicely placed, doing some really good damage against the 2 units of Iron Hail Gunners. A 2-for-1 cast indeed. And yeah, the rest of the Chosen though still approaching to the front line. Corn Chosen will make short work of the Jade Warriors with their anti-infantry bonus. But the regular Chosen, I don't know. Chaos Warriors are also approaching. Oh, the Chosen getting absolutely blasted by the shield, by the Iron Hail Gunners. And the Shield Breaker, wait, Shield Breaker? Where the hell does the Shield Breaker come from? Oh, the Crane Guns. Yeah, the Crane Guns on the Sky Junk, applying Shield Breaker onto the Chosen for a bit there. Quite unfortunate. And they're absolutely getting blasted away by those Iron Hail Gunners before they can even get into melee. One of the Marauder Horsemen has been routed off by the rockets on the Sky Junk. More throwing axes are going into the Sky Junk here, while the Chosen front line getting obliterated by the Iron Hail Gunners. A bit of a Moon Flare dropping onto the Chaos Warriors, doing some minor damage. Damage is damage, and also slows down the damage output of the Chaos Warriors, of course. Some of the units being distracted, while the rockets continues to rain down on the Chosen of Corn. But they are making short work of the Jade Warriors, doing some really good damage. Another Rod of Torment bombarding into the fray, and an Ancestral Warrior Summon being dropped into the fray, trying to stop the Corn Chosen. But here comes the reserve Forsaken engaging in the front line as well, trying to break through the enemy defenses as soon as possible and get onto the Iron Hail Gunners back line. Warhounds are standing by, always ready to just jump onto the Iron Hail Gunners once they start routing and move out of box. For example, these Iron Hail Gunners being forced to retreat as the Jade Warrior front line are buckling under the pressure of the Warriors of Chaos melee. And now they're exposed to the Marauder Horsemen and some of these Warhounds at the back. They're just free to just go in and show up all these poor Cathay missile infantry. But Warriors of Chaos melee push is a bit stunted right now as their units are slowly running out of HP and out of models. Oh, looks like the Forsaken are circling around the enemy front line, trying to get onto these Iron Hail Gunners here. The Warhounds unfortunately being terror routed by a relatively cheap terror from the Moonbird. So yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate instance for the Grand Cathay, for the Warriors of Chaos there. A very important opportunity unfortunately missed out. But here comes the Warhounds again, and this time the Moonbird is not too free, doesn't really have the time to go and protect the Iron Hail Gunners anymore. More Murder Horsemen are breaking through the frontline defenses of Cathay and just wrecking all these Iron Hail Gunners and chasing after the second unit of Iron Hail Gunners. Another Ancestral Warrior Summon dumped right on top of these Peasant Long Spears, trying to repel the rest of the Forsaken, Chosen, and the Forsaken here. But Warriors of Chaos infantry merely have to just back off, and then they should be fine, and just wait out the Ancestral Warrior Summon. The one problem for the Warriors of Chaos is that they don't actually have the answer against enemy Sky Junk here. The Sky Junk are still free to just drop rockets onto the Warriors of Chaos unit, but they can't really fight back. Rancid Visitation can do damage, but there's just a lot of HP to work through on the Sky Junks. And the Sky Junks can and will outshoot those, these Chaos Skirmishing Cavalry. I guess one way to deal with them is just move the Sky Junk, move the Marauder Horsemen down beneath the Sky Junk, and hope that they don't shoot, hope that they don't shoot right underneath themselves. I don't see any other ways to deal with the Sky Junk otherwise. But yeah, right now the Sky Junk is just obliterating these poor Marauder Horsemen. And I don't see how the Warriors of Chaos can grind through the rest of these Cathay infantry when they're also being shot by the Sky Junk. The rockets are raining in, and the throwing axes are just taking more and more damage. Sky Junks have bombs, they would probably get shredded even more. Oh, right, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just they're too slow to even use the bombardment usually. But yeah, overall, they do have the bombs to bomb down infantry or cavalry below them. But yeah, finally, the Sky Junks are almost running out of ammo. I don't know if that even matters at this point. The Warriors of Chaos are so tattered right now. I guess there are more Chaos Warriors and Chosens returning and just trying to gang up on the rest of the Long Spears. Very unfortunate volley from Cathay there, though. Just kind of doing more friendly fire to the Peasant Long Spears than actually doing damage to the enemies. But yeah, a couple more volleys on both of the Sky Junks, and that shall be it for their firepower. The problem is, how do you even finish off these single entities? Or firing rockets onto, not really firing rocket launches, but like the rockets are still firing rockets, right? But yeah, firing rockets, raining down upon the Chosens, just keep routing them back. There are some Chaos Warhounds on the far side of the battlefield, kind of just staying away from the fight. It is just 2 single entities for Warriors of Chaos now, and some really tattered infantry support. They might be elite, but with so little HP, they can't really do much here. And yeah, they'll probably just take more and more damage eventually. The only problem I see for Chaos, the Moonbird and the Lord. Yep, exactly. They don't have anything to fight back. I guess there's the Soul Feeder that triggers when casting for the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh, but it only activates when the Sorcerer of Slaanesh casts spells, which most of the magic goes into the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with the Rancid Visitations, I believe. So yeah. It's just the... Wait, why is Chaos having more balance of power? Oh, because the Skyjunk ran out of ammo. And the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle is still very much healthy. That is an inflated balance of power if I ever see one. I mean, there's still some Forsaken running around just kind of wrecking these peasant long spears, but... Oh, this is gonna be a bit of a long grind, so everyone sit back and chill for a bit. I think we can... a fleshy abundance onto the Chosen! They still have 20 unit models though, so they can get some healing back. Oh, this is gonna be clutch. Getting so much HP back for this tattered unit of Chosen. But they only have so much unit models left, so there's not gonna be a lot of healing. And they're already capped at 1/4 of their max HP. They're taking damage, but they are getting some damage done, and but unfortunately a lot of that magic was still kind of wasted here. But yeah, the Skyjunk can't really do shit here. Throwing Axis, still throwing stuff onto the Great Moonbird. Oh, explosions onto the Chosen, doing a lot of damage. They're back to less than 2,000 HP now. Do they have even more bombs? One more bomb use on each of... One more bomb use, and that's it for the bombs, but... Oh no. Oh no, the only hope, the Chosen protecting the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. The only hope of Warriors of Chaos pulling this battle back. They're harassed by bombs and the Great Moonbird, so this is a bit of a rough one for sure. Throwing axes are still chugging out axes, and thankfully there are no more rockets raining down. The problem is that the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord is on his heal cap, so he's not gonna get any more healing. All we see is all they get in terms of healing. But yeah, the Great Moonbird trying to get out of the dodge and avoid being attacked by the Chaos Sorcerer Lord and throwing axes, but yeah, the Sorcerer Lord is still very much healthy and just sticking around right next to the Great Moonbird. Great Moonbird, 45 attack, 51 defense, kind of matching the melee stats of the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. And the great thing about the Chaos Sorcerer Lord right now is that he has infantry support. Forsaken rushing in as well, that's a lot of infantry support. A perfect blob for the bomb, I suppose. And here goes the remaining HP of the Chosen, who are all blobbed up around the Great Moonbird. So no more Chosen, but the Forsaken are still very much healthy, and this might give Warriors of Chaos the victory. At this point, the Great Moonbird is not doing too hot in this blob fight, and the Skyjunk are just inflating balance of power without the ability to do anything here. The Dragonblooded Shugen Gunlord now has to dive down. To fulfill the attacking rule. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for them. We're just gonna wait for the Dragonblooded Shugen Gunlord to dive down. It's not gonna matter if he still tries to chase off some of these Chosen of Khorne. A little bit of a Storm of Shadows, slowing down the Forsaken, but it doesn't matter. The Shugen Lord is all alone against the Swarm of Hounds, the Marauder Horseman, Chaos Sorcerer Lord himself being way more healthy. Balance of power hits the army losses territory, and that shall be it. Very nice melee rush from Berserk here. The infantry, the Chosen, suffered a lot of initial damage from the Iron Hail Gunners and firing rocket, but they just kept fighting on. Once they broke through the first layer of the Catholic box, the missiles were forced to retreat, and that becomes a weakness that the rest of the faster infantry like Forsaken and simply faster mobility like Chaos Warhounds and Murder Horsemen to exploit. And they were able to just circle around, run down the missile troops, and just kind of weather the storm of the firing rain rockets. And the Righteous Lances, they were eliminated somewhere off screen actually. How did they die actually? I didn't even pay attention to that one. Probably throwing access to the face actually. Yeah. The Iron Hail Gunners didn't do much damage despite obliterating some Chosen at the beginning, because most of the work were done by the firing rockets. Damn, these spears. How the hell did they get so much damage? I guess they just dragged down a bunch of Murder Horsemen. And also surrounding the Chaos Sorcerer Lord or something, I suppose, but yeah. Firing Rocket tried to carry the game. Unfortunately, barely lost it to the Warriors of Chaos Rush. I don't think players' desire to cheese means it should be made easy, though in this case it didn't really matter thanks to the flyer. Yeah, this case doesn't matter. The Sky Junks just inflate the balance of power, but they don't actually do anything in the end. After they use up all their ammo, they're just around. The weak link was probably the Iron Hail Gunners inside the box. Iron Hails can't shoot without line of sight, so they weren't shooting most of the time. Yep, and also they have a really short range. Sky Junks, double Sky Junks seems good enough for sure. And what I guess Grand Cafe can just invest into some what they probably should have invested into is a bunch of Crowman, probably. Crowman to pressure the Marauder Horsemen and just finish them off before they can do too much damage anywhere. And then they can just... Oh, and especially Empress Crowman to drop bombs onto the Chosen of Khorne. The Chosen didn't do that much damage. Mostly it's just one throwing axis carrying the game. and also the Chaos Sorcerer Lord beating up the Moonbird, the Dragonblood, the Shugengan Lord, and anything that come close to them. As the Everlasting Crown of Everlasting Conquest was able to just keep the Lord alive. Olaf the Moose have to change Lord now, and same goes for Berserk. And yeah, we will be seeing two different Lords from both sides. As remember, in this best of 3, players cannot use the same Lord twice. They can use the same Lord of different variants, so they can switch over to perhaps another Chaos Sorcerer Lord, but they can't use the same Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, no matter they're using Death Magic or Nurgle Magic. No more Nurgle Sorcerer Lord. As for Olaf the Moose, they have used the Shugengan Lord, so they will have to use something else. No more Shugengan Lord, no more Yang or Yin Shugengan Lord. They might use Zhao Ming. Zhao Ming would be a very good choice, since he's always a strong Lord. But we shall see. We never know. You never know what kind of stuff they're gonna pull here. But first of all, let me just quickly change the scores. As Berserk has secured 1 win in this matchup. Now Berserk will have to use something else outside of a Nurgle Sorcerer Lord. We shall see. Crossbows instead of Iron Hells would have probably won the game, consider how close it was. Not necessarily, that was not necessarily the case, I don't think. They can shoot at the Marauder Horsemen, but the Marauder Horsemen didn't matter until... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, crossbows might have won the game, but they are way more expensive than Iron Hail Gunners, so you can only afford 2 crossbows when you can bring 3 Iron Hail Gunners. So that is definitely less missile pressure in total, and they also do minimal damage against the Chosen. But then again, the Chosen are dealt with by the fire rockets from the Sky Junk anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The crossbows definitely would be better against the Murder Horsemen, and they would be way less susceptible to Warhounds pouncing on them. So that would not be a bad choice for sure. But I still think Crowman would be the good pick here, since they're just so good. They're just so good in general. But yeah, now we wait for Berserk to finish picking his army. Oh, at the same time, let me just download some games from the Discord first. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, Berserk was checking with me some unit picks and whether they're legal or not, and oh boy, this is spicy. Alright, give me a second, let me just download the rest of the games. And that is against, yep, two final picks. And let me just quickly check something. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, looks like it's fine. Alright, cool. Alright, now we just wait for Berserk to finish up his army. It's a unit we haven't seen in a while. Wait, shit, did I? Oh no, I didn't. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. that was on me again. Sorry. Sorry. Forgot about the army blocker. Okay, Berserk probably saw me not putting up the screen blocker, which is why he didn't put in the rest of the army, actually. Anyways, that's, I don't think, yeah, Olaf didn't change his army build, so it should be fine. It should be fine, I think. It should be fine. Alright, we wait. We wait. Alright, he's almost done. Wait, almost good to go. But yeah, we're gonna see some magic here. We're gonna see some magic spams. Wait, hold on. Yep, we're on Peak Pass, the right map, and yeah. Now, let's see who will win this one. Grand Cathay versus Warriors of Chaos. Grand Cathay going for... Yeah, Grand Cathay going for a slightly different build this time. Slightly, maybe a bit more. We shall, I can't really spoil that one now. But yeah, Berserk. Yeah, Berserk is almost done. Still waiting. Yeah, like 22 gold left. So he's really just fine-tuning the rest of the spending. But yeah, Grand Cathay right now is on 1 defeat, and Warriors of Chaos is on 1 victory. So if you want to see another battle after this one, you'll want to support Berserk. If you just want stuff to end quickly, and just move on to the replay section, you'll want to support Berserk. And yeah. If you want to, and if you want to drag on for one more game, you want Olaf the Moose to win and go support him. If you want things to end quickly, Berserk would be your choice. Although we did saw an interesting strat to push the Cathay box in the previous game, so maybe Berserk has something else up his sleeves and ready to pull another surprise attack. We shall see. We shall see if his strat works here. All right. I'm expecting Manticores after the first match. Nuh-uh. No Manticores, actually. Nothing with Terror, actually. Warriors of Chaos going with a Marauder spam with a lot of Marauder Horsemen. 6 of them in total, 4 of them with ring access, 2 other regular ones. A Chaos Knight of Tinge. And a War Shrine of Tinge. Yes, a Tinge War Shrine. First time I'm seeing it in battle ever since it got banned and now unbanned. As the bug of the Tinge War Shrine has been fixed, so I don't see a point of banning it until evidence suggests otherwise. But yeah, if fully charged, apparently it can definitely get some solid power recharge and reserve in the end. Also, you need to kill it as soon as possible, simply because you can't let it survive. The longer it stays on the battlefield, the more Winds of Magic reserve it'll get you. So yeah, it'll still be a very menacing piece. And the Tinge Firestorm Blue Fire of Tinge on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tinge. A Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, interesting enough, with 3 spells, Burning Head, Fireball, and Flaming Storm. A lot of investment onto the spells. I would say it's a bit excessive because you're just gonna use one spellcaster anyways, but we shall see what happens here. As for the rest of the Chaos Army, Prince Sigvold leading the army with only the Auric Armor for the passive heals. He's still very solid in melee and tanky with perfect vigor, so still gonna be a menace in a fight. Marauder with great weapons, a bunch of them in total, and Marauder Horsemen, a lot of throwing axes and javelins. Probably expecting more sky junks, and there are indeed more flyers in this game. Well, not sky junks per se, but Righteous Lances of Weijing and Astromancer in the sky, riding on top of a great Moonbird. Leading the army, Celestial General, and on the ground, Felix, a lone Felix, providing healing for surrounding characters. Though I don't know how good his healing will be, because these flying monsters will be moving around the fight. But yeah, Righteous Lances of Weijing, guarding the skies, and the front line of Peasant Long Spears, not a box anymore, just gonna go for a usual checkerboard formation, a line of Iron Hail Gunners, and some Jade Lances providing some protection. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, let's see if Olaf can win another game this time. But yeah, the Jade Lances are gonna pressure the Marauders for sure, so Berserk will need to be on top of his micro to out-kite these Jade Lances. And Celestial General and the Astromancer will probably just fight around together. These are two pretty solid melee fighters now. And yeah, anyways. Oh no, it's the sacrificial Tinge charging tech. Giver of Arcane Glory. Once again activated to just kill a bunch of by killing a bunch of Marauder infantry. And charge up the Giver of Arcane Glory. Deliberately walking those Marauders into the vicinity and try to get the spell mastery and the recharge rate up. It's getting charged for sure. Not enough to get infinite Winds of Magic for sure though, so there's that. Anyways, on the far side there, with only 3 units of Great Weapon Marauders, the Chaos Army is gonna be kind of thin here. To deal with all these Iron Hail Gunners perhaps, but if they can keep spamming spells, then oh boy. Then the Cathay infantry is gonna suffer badly. I'm not quite sure how much Winds of Magic are they getting right now, but with 50% of power recharge, they're surely getting a lot of Winds of Magic right now. And with all the Burning Heads available to the Tinge army, oh, these Peasant Long Spears are not going to be, and the Iron Hail Gunners are not going to be happy about it. On top of that, the Iron Hail Gunners don't have much range, so ironically, Javelins can probably out-skirmish the Grand Cathay army. They just need to shoot up the Peasant Long Spears in the front and just back off before they get the Iron Hail Gunners move up enough to shoot them. But yeah, anyways, the Jade Lances are now pressuring the Murder Horsemen, which are fast enough to just stay ahead of the Jade Lances and start skirmishing them down. There's a one missed out Chaos Warhound sneaking up onto the Iron Hail Gunners eventually. And there's only 1 Jade Lances on the right flank of the Grand Cathay army, so not exactly enough resources to protect the back line right now. Some of these Murder Horsemen are free to just charge into the Iron Hail Gunners, but right now one of the One of the horsemen has been caught by the throwing axes and is just getting slaughtered in melee. So that was not great for them. Fireball into the Iron Hail Gunners. Interesting. Doing a lot of damage. Definitely benefiting from a bit more of that spell mastery from the Giver of Arcane Glory. Great Moonbird and the Celestial General is trying to threaten and snipe the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Chaos Sorcerer of Tinge on the War Shrine, but unfortunately with the Chaos Knights of Tinge nearby, they're not actually having a good time regarding that. Jade Lancers, unfortunately, after taking a bunch of throwing axes in the face, took way too much damage and will be forced to pull back, while the dual flying characters of Grand Cathay is now trying to go after the Chaos Knights and try to snipe out the protection of the War Shrine for now. Iron Hail Gunners and Spears are moving up, and they're ready. They're trying to get as close as possible and try to shoot down the Chaos Sorcerer of Tinge, but with how things going, looks like Berserk is just trying to bide time for himself and just wait out the Grand Cathay army, slowly pick off the isolated elements, and then just drop in spells here and there and slowly blast them away. Another Firebolt, this time blasting almost half the HP off from the Iron Hail Gunners as they're way too blobbed up. Very blocky formation, and yeah, taking substantial casualties, while the War Shrine has more than enough speed to stay ahead of those Iron Hail Gunners. Now, Burning Head onto Iron Hail Gunners and a Blue Fire onto another unit. Oh, this is pretty brutal. A spell is coming in. Is that a comment of... no, that's a... Oh, a nicely plays Uranon's Thunderbolt. Actually hitting the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tinge here. And because of the angle of diving in, the Astronauter is right behind the War Shrine, so the throwing axes can't hit him. That was a very nice, charging angle. Righteous Lance is also moving in. The Cathay infantry line is in a bit of a disarray as the Chaos Forces are able to pick off quite a few of their Iron Hail Gunners with all those spell support. Now Cathay is going all in, trying to snipe out the War Shrine. While Prince Sigvo is taking a lot of damage from stuff. Wait, what? Oh, perhaps from the Celestial General charging in. A bit of a flame storm hitting both the Righteous Lances and the surrounding spears, clearing out a large swath of Cathay units and bailing the War Shrine out of this sticky situation. Now the Celestial General is going to Psycho Charge into Prince Sigvold once again. Oh, the damage coming from the Iron Hail Gunners, blasting Prince Sigvold point blank. Now the Celestial General is charging in once more. Now it's really trying to use the Psycho Charge to work down the Chaos leadership, and then perhaps they have a chance to fight through the Chaos Sorcerer of Tinge. Another Uranus Thunderbolt doing some minor damage to the War Shrine. No healing available to the War Shrine, so all the damage is permanent. Very nice, very nicely done by Olaf the Moose here, using the Thunderbolt to snap out a super large target. It is indeed a pretty good choice of spell here. There's not a lot of expensive blobs of target with the Uranus Thunderbolt, so might as well just blast it with a bunch of blast the War Shrine with the magic. Oh, okay. Yeah, Felix with the anti-infantry and armor piercing is doing a number on Prince Sigvold. So that is also a very nice matchup for the AP anti-infantry Felix, especially when he provides healing to surrounding characters, including himself. Unfortunately, though, these remaining units of Iron Hail Gunners will be completely shut down, as the Marauder Horsemen who are completely out of ammo now just kind of rushes in and silence the rest of the Cathay firepower. Felix, though, still having a decent fight against Prince Sigvold, especially... Oh, he has Helping Hand. That explains why Sigvold got absolutely wrecked here. Yeah, but right now I suppose Helping Hand is on cooldown, no longer providing any stat buffs or missile resistance, damage resistance or attack buffs. But either way, oh, never mind. It is off cooldown, and it is on Celestial General, who puts in a massive hit onto Prince Sigvold the Magnificent. He's not so magnificent now, being ganged up on by 3 separate characters at the same time. And Prince Sigvold was not able to out-heal the degenerate Felix Blob. Very interesting approach with the Grand Cathay characters this time, as the Celestial General and the Moonbird was able to snipe out Prince Sigvald, who is on the verge of routing. One more hit and he would be dead, but all the horsemen flooding in, trying to bail out their lord. Another Urenon Thunderbolt, but unfortunately that is not gonna hit the Sorcerer, I don't think. Oh, it still put a minor hit onto the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tinge. Chaos Sorcerer War Shrine of Tinge, actually. Because the hitbox is so big on this thing, you can actually hit it with the Thunderbolt, which is pretty nice. It still did some pretty nice damage, a few hundred every hit. Prince Sigvald is just getting out of there now. He doesn't want to get into a fight anymore, because he's gonna risk getting sniped out. Anyways, Felix is still fighting in the blob and providing surrounding characters with a bit of that healing. You also have Cargo. Well, I didn't check out his full toolkit, so I didn't realize he can actually do some really good damage in melee fight. That explains why Sigvald get absolutely slapped. I guess the only way to beat a magnificent blonde fabulous dude is to have another magnificent blonde fabulous dude, who, funny enough, have a bigger sword than this magnificent blonde dude. So yeah, the Tinge War Shrine is almost finished off by the triple character gang, and yeah, Felix and his healing pulling out a win for Cathay, I believe, this time, as Sigvald has no choice but to run away from the triple characters and try to finish off the rest of the tattered units of Grand Cathay. But the problem is that they have no options to finish off all these characters, all these powerful single entities here. Especially with the Helping Hand giving the Celestial General additional attack, he can reliably punch through the defenses of Prince Sigvald. Another spell, this time just blasting away some of these Knights model. And the Knights will attempt to Psycho Charge, but they will do some okay damage. But oh, Harmonic Convergence onto Felix, making sure he stays in the fight with a solid melee stat. Also, he has great armor piercing. So, ooh, Celestial Sweep doing some really solid damage against the Chaos Knight. The Celestial Sweep is indeed 100% armor piercing. So having that giant mace of the Celestial General means that it's just gonna... It's a bit like the Beyblade ability of Snickage. Like, it provides a solid AoE armor piercing value that just kind of clears out a bunch of elite units around them. Like how much damage it does, let me just check. 120, so it basically one-shots any infantry around him. Okay, another Uranus Thunderbolt, this time nothing in the vicinity, so not doing any damage. Prince Sigvald though is beating up Felix, unfortunately, putting a dent in his HP bar, but Felix is healing while Prince Sigvald is on his heal cap. So yeah, on the far side, Celestial General sniped out the Fire Sorcerer. Nope, almost sniped out the Fire Sorcerer, but I don't think it matters anymore. The rest of the murders are all routing away from the Celestial General. Prince Sigvald is running out of HP, and that shall be a victory for Grand Cathay, despite Berserk doing more damage overall, simply because Felix and his healing is just so nasty to deal with. The single entity blob is once again triumphing. Interesting combination. Never seen this combination. I rarely see Celestial General in general, let alone a Celestial General and an extra Astromancer on a Moonbird, and then Felix. That's interesting. I still don't like seeing Cathay in PvP, but there are some good tag ideas. Definitely. I do agree this Celestial General plus Astromancer, Great Moonbird plus Felix combo is a pretty interesting combination. The idea of the Tinge army of the Warriors of Chaos army is also really nice. But I don't think it actually paid for itself with the idea of just nuking a bunch of Marauders and trying to squeeze out magic. They got some good value, sure, but they were just mostly targeting peasant spears and a bunch of cheap chaff. If there was a final transmutation, that might be more worth it, but as far as things go right now, that is pretty much it. Like the Cathay infantry suffered a bit at the beginning, being blasted by a bunch of magic, but once the melee pressure comes in, the Warriors of Chaos, after sacrificing those Marauders to the Firestorm, they just don't have enough width in the formation to deal with so many units. And the Horsemen also just got dragged down in melee combat once they're out of throwing axes. They don't have any good targets to fight as well. Interesting tag regardless, and mostly carried by Prince Sigvald the Magnificent though. But their damage value is kind of inflated in the end, because of all the healing available to Grand Cathay, and just from the sheer healing crushing the Warriors of Chaos in the end with the balance of power. If there was no Felix healing, Warriors of Chaos might have won, but Felix is there, and he's providing healing. Also, he provides a bunch of attack buffs to wreck Sigvald in the end. So GG to both players, and congrats to Olaf the Moose for securing the win. And we're entering into... Wait, what? Hold on a second here. Wait, hold on. Berserk just left? Wait, we're on a... Did they just... left? Hold on a second. Oh, the map? Can't find the map? Okay, Okay. Okay, so they're just trying to get a map up. Give me a second. Alright, we're going on to Galbaras for the final map. Yeah, they're just trying to set up the map. Give me a second. If Zhao Ming wasn't so good, you'd probably see Celestial General Astromancer with a Moonbird more often. Yeah, that is true. Zhao Ming is just ridiculous. Dude, he's like a strong spellcaster, and then he has self-heals. It makes no fucking sense why he's so good. Like, I feel like the healing needs to be at least cut in half. So yeah. Like, he also have like the dragon animation attack. The dragon animation is a minus, but he still have solid armor piercing values that with collision attacks to... I mean, I don't think they have collision attacks, but either way, still great at fighting blobs of infantry with a bit of a dragon breath attack as well. It's pretty much him or Miao Ying. Miao Ying for the heal occasionally, but mostly it's just Zhao Ming. And yeah, for final transmutation, dragon breath, and a terror causing lord. Alright, cool. Let me just see if I can find them again. Yeah, they're back, so we're just gonna go back. It's a 1-1. It's a 1-1. And this is a match point. Final game between Olaf the Moose and Berserk. And let's see what these two players will bring to the final game. Again, both players have to use different lords, so no more Celestial General. And Olaf will have to use a different lord. Maybe Miao Ying, maybe Zhao Ming, which probably is the most likely one. And then maybe Yuan Bo, or maybe if he's feeling spicy, the Lord Magistrate. That can be one option too. As for Berserk, let's see what he's gonna go as well. Is he gonna go... Well, Chaos has a lot of... Warriors of Chaos has a lot of good lord choices, so it's hard to tell. Like, if he's feeling spicy, he can even just go freaking Archaon the Ever-Chosen, but... no, not Archaon. No. The Collect the Sun Eater, that's one, yeah. Collect the Sun Eater, that would be a spicy pick, and I would really respect that. But, of course, this is the final game, and it comes down to who can win the tournament, so stakes are a little higher, and we might see some more meta sweaty picks. We shall see here. And yeah, let's just wait for them to pick out their final army and final battle. Kolak versus Nurgle Sorcerer to heal is decent. Not necessarily. We have seen Olaf has a tendency to pick Iron Hail Gunners, and those shots will absolutely murder Kolak in close range. You don't want to pick Kolak into this matchup. Even if there are no Iron Hail Gunners a cannon, it's just gonna be annoying enough, so you don't really want to go Kolak. Too risky. Yeah, Kolak and Nurgle Sorcerer is decent, but definitely not in the cafe. Yeah. Riven, Iron Hail Gunners. Iron Hail has Hell's letting down Cathay once again. Yeah, it kind of was. They just don't have range or a good firing arc. They're good at close range, blasting important targets, but that's about it. When you're fighting Cathay, you wouldn't really bring a lot of important targets for enemies to shoot at anyway. So, yeah, Iron Hail Gunners are good, but only in specific situations. Yeah, in general, probably, yeah, Nurgle Sorcerer plus Kolak would be good for sure. Alright, we are just waiting. I don't really want to talk about the build to spoil everyone, so I kind of have to stay silent here. But yeah, I personally, if I'm playing against Cathay, I would bring a bunch of aspiring champions. That's what I would bring. I don't know what it really uses them, but they're great in the for the fact that they just don't care about artillery fire. The only thing that might be more threatening to them are Grand Cannons. But other than that, they just kind of tank missiles for days. Firing rockets, minor damage. Regular crossbows and archers, shit, man, they have 120 armor and silver shields. They are gonna block those shots for days, and they have a small hitbox. They don't care. I guess Grace of Kuei Ying and the regular Celestial Dragon crossbows, and maybe the Crane Gunners can do a bit more with their AP shots, but even then, they just don't have enough, like, the hitboxes are just too small for the aspiring champions to be a good, efficient target to shoot at, and because they have so few unit models, you can just drop, like, say, a Burning Head or a Pendulum onto the front line, and they'll still be fine. They just don't give a damn. But yeah, I don't think we'll see aspiring champions here. It would be nice. I would love to see them. But yeah, I don't expect them. Alright, we wait. Aspiring champions do have the upside of rocket batteries doing basically nothing to them. There's also the upside of every other missile other than Grand Cannons doing nothing to them, pretty much. Again, they have 55% missile block chance, so small arms fire doesn't do jack shit to them. And for stuff like Grand Cannons, if they're accurate, they can do some work, but overall, their profile is just too low for the cannons to hit reliably. So yeah, they'll be fine against Grand Cathay artillery. It's just they're kind of expensive, that's the only problem. Which means you can only afford Aspiring Champions and a bunch of Marauder Frontline, that's it. That's all you can get. But otherwise, they're pretty good. I would bring them into Grand Cathay. No one else would, though. It's just me. Both players are really thinking about their armies now. I'm seeing a lot of revision to their builds. They've just been picking something and then picking everything else. So yeah, I think we're gonna be here for a while. Alright, looks like Berserk is ready and we're waiting for Olaf. Who is spending the last bit of his few hundred gold, and we should be good to go. Oh, he's really trying hard to fit something into the build. Like, we're seeing some expensive component here. But he's just trying to squeeze off some few hundred more gold or something, I think. Also, Aspiring Champions that drip. The thing about Aspiring Champions and the drip is that they have the peak drip in terms of Warhammer fashion. Well, only in terms of Warhammer fashion, in that they have a massive pauldron. They can't even see through it if they turn around their head. So, yeah, in terms of fashion choice, that is absolutely the most Warhammer thing ever. As you can see on Space Marines and stuff. Also, I think their armor is like slightly glowing and slightly gold. Like it's like a dark gold color, so it's really cool. But yeah, we're not seeing any Aspiring Champions, unfortunately. For the Grand Cathay army, we have Jade Warriors and Peasant Longspears for the front line, and some Jade Lances on the flanks, and then a couple more Crane Gunners at the back. They're providing some long-range sniper fire. With their penetration, they can just punch through a bunch of enemy infantry, like the Chosen, Mirror Guard, and Chaos Warriors. So yeah, it's gonna be some really solid anti-infantry firepower. Lord Magistrate staying in the sky. He does not want to get on the ground, so he's just gonna hang around in the sky forever, providing some sky. Oh no, these are Sky Lantern. So it's just gonna be crane guns. But at least he's safely out of reach from enemy melee lords. But yeah, for the rest of the army, well, for the rest of the army is pretty much the rest of the characters. One Metal Caster, Alchemist with Searing Doom and Final Transmutation, Alchemist Elixir of Poisons, providing melee attack, which I don't know how good is it gonna be. I guess you can drop it on the Jade Lancer, but that's about all I can think of. Also, Seitan the Watcher, ready to snipe out the other side's characters, which is going to be a very lethal character against Archaon the Everchosen. Thankfully for Archaon, he does indeed have healing support. A Skill Sorcerer Nurgle, providing flashy abundance to Archaon the Everchosen. A lethal combo indeed. Archaon himself coming in with Burning Head, Searing Doom, and Slayer of King for the additional melee damage. Also, Crown of Domination, providing immune to psychology to surrounding units. Not going to be useful against the Mirror Guard since they already have immune to psychology, but against the Chaos Warriors in Chosen, that would be neat. The rest of the army is just a bunch of infantry and a bunch of horsemen. Regular Chosen, Mirror Guard, Chaos Warriors of Khorne, 2 Forsaken, and 4 throwing axes scattered across the battlefield, and 2 more Chaos Warhounds on the far side. Oh, looks like right off the bat, Seitank is gonna shoot at the Slaanesh Sorcerer, who comes in with the Rod of Torment and the Pavane of Slaanesh. Oh no, shooting at the Nurgle Sorcerer instead, and the Nurgle Sorcerer, really nice dodge, juking away from that lethal shot. Rain Gunners though is gonna start murdering these poor Chaos Infantry, and another juke from the Sorcerer of Nurgle. Really nice micro from Berserk, while Archaon is moving up. Alongside some throwing axes, poising themselves to unleash firepower onto the Cathay formations. Unfortunately, the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle took a hit. He's probably better off just run into the forest, but him taking damage is better than Archaon taking damage, I suppose, as Archaon is moving into the back line. There is no melee units to stop him from doing so, and he's just come in and smacked these Crane Gunners in the face, killing 2 unit models already. Silencing one of those long-range firepower, buying a bit more time for the infantry to move in. At the back there, throwing axes are being charged by the Jade Lances. They will be quickly retreating as the Warhounds rear charge the Jade Lances here. Spears also moving in. Another shot from Seitank, but once again missing the Nurgle Sorcerer, while Archaon is in the backline wreaking havoc among the Cathay formations. Okay, Archaon do have to be careful though, because there are some Celestial Dragon God coming in. But this might be a good chance for such a massive juicy board to form, and some AoE spells can be dropped in here. Like for example a Burning Head, which is exactly what's happening right now, but it seems like Olaf the Moose is noticing that micro and has been moving away some of his infantry. So not as much damage as one would have expected. One of the Crane Guns have been caught out by some Chaos Warhounds, and being a sandwiching charge, they are probably going to get routed, though the Jade Lances will make the Chaos Warhounds pay. Wait, what the fuck? I shot onto the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle, but not doing any damage? That was a bit weird, but alas, there's no damage. And, oh, Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, is getting murdered by the Celestial Dragon God. That was very unfortunate for Chaos right now. A nice roll of Torment though, thinning out some of the infantry support of the Cathay army, but the Celestial Dragon Guard are still hounding at the heels of Archaon. At the back there, the Chaos Warhounds have been completely pushed back, but one of the Crane Gunners has been silenced. Murder Horsemen with throwing axes are kiting away and slowly chipping away the health of the Jade Lances. Oh no! Archaon is taking a massive damage from the final transmutation. It is not directly cast onto him, so he can try to push out and move out of the range, but he has been taking so much damage. He has been stuck in the spell the entire time. He's not able to get out of there in time. Fleshy Abundance is definitely in need right now. And the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle is trying his best to just annoy Seitank the Watcher, preventing him from unleashing any shots onto Archaon. Throwing axes are around, so they can approach Seitank and start throwing some AP damage at them. And Jade Lances are intercepting the Murder Horsemen, preventing them from keep pressuring these Crane Guns. Very nicely done. Nice micro from both sides, and it seems that our Cathay right now is getting a little bit of an upper hand here, as a lot of these skirmishing cavalry of Chaos has been caught in melee combat, losing a lot of their firepower and their models. A very unfortunate stuff for Berserk, and the Murder Cavalry are just scattered all over the battlefield, making it more difficult for Berserk to micro and keep everything under control. The front line for the Warriors of Chaos is going okay though, beating back some of the Jade Warriors, freeing up some more Chaos Warriors to deal with the Grand Cathay units, and maybe just keep a little bit less melee pressure off the backs of the Murder Horsemen. Jade Lancer is still roaming around the battlefield and trying to pressure those skirmishing cavalry. The Lord Magistrate on the Sky Lantern has been poking shots at Archaon. Now Archaon doesn't really have an answer to that, so that is a pretty nice touch with the Sky Lantern, just staying in the skies and just able to shoot at Archaon, snipe out the enemy leadership. without anything to deal with them. Another Rod of Torment, this time on the Celestial Dragon God. Oh, it did a lot of damage. A quarter of HP gone from one unit, and the other also took roughly 20% of damage. Really nice bombardment. The Archaeon is running out of health. This Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle really needs to get in and start dropping those Fleshy Abundance on Archaeon. Because Archaeon can't just stay away forever. He has to go back into melee at some point soon. Murder Horsemen with throwing axes ran out of ammo, so they're just gonna go into melee and run down some tattered peasants. But yeah, over here, things are not going too well for the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle. This Sorcerer of Slaanesh might want to start moving over and help this Sorcerer of Nurgle to fight Satan the Watcher. But yeah, Archaeon taking more and more damage over time, which is a major issue. And a deadly hit from Satan the Watcher. Archaeon is down to 700 health. Archaeon needs that Fleshy Abundance, and he needs it now. Another couple shots from the Lord Magistrate, and that might just be it. Okay, there's the Fleshy Abundance, but that might be too late as Archaeon has been routed. The healing is coming in, but Satan the Watcher, if he gets in another shot on Archaeon, that might just snipe him out. Oh, he is aiming those shots. Chosen are throwing themselves onto Satan the Watcher, trying to buy him more time to heal back up and return. Unfortunately, though, the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle has been instead took a shot from Satan the Watcher and will be shattered away. No more healing for the Warriors of Chaos. I feel like the Warriors of Chaos put a little too much value into their spells here. One army with like what 4 spells on 3 different characters. And yeah, that's just a lot of value that could have went elsewhere, like more hounds or something. But right now, Archaeon is roaming the battlefield, trying to maybe circle around and get into the melee fight against Satan and finish him off. But yeah, things are not looking too hot for Chaos, as their balance of power is running low. Grand Cathay still have some really elite infantry formations available to them, as their Celestial Dragon God 1 is still on half health. The other not doing too hot, but yeah, the one on half health is still going to be very menacing. Satan the Watcher is running out of health though. He still have a lot of ammo, but if Archaeon manages to finish him off, then things might start turning around for Warriors of Chaos here. Yeah, Satan took another hit from Archaeon, then Archaeon is now free to roam the battlefield, only being threatened by the Lord Magistrate's firepower. It comes down to whether the Celestial Dragon Guard can tank it out, but looks like it's not likely so. Searing Doom on to the Celestial Dragon God, and they're running low on health as well, and leadership, as the Chaos Warriors of Khorne are trading decently into them with their anti-infantry bonus and impressive weapon strength. And that means all that's left for Cathay here is just the Lord Magistrate, who is very much healthy, inflating that balance of power massively. But if Archaeon can finish off the Alchemist with the help of all these Chaos Warriors, then it is just a matter of time before the Lord Magistrate runs out of ammo shooting at stuff, and yeah. And it will just be another decoration piece in the skies. But I do think that this Chaos Warrior, dual weapon Chaos Warrior attack is interesting. It's because they seem to be trading really well into the Grand Cathay front lines. Oh no, a final transmutation onto Archaeon. That is just gonna finish him off. Oh, that's why we didn't see much magic over the course of battle here, as all that went into saving up for final transmutation on the Cathay side. Wait, no! Archaeon survived? There's no time for the Alchemist to save up for an overcast, so that's probably why. So it's a regular cast, which was not enough to finish off Archaeon, though it's fine because the Lord Magistrate can finish him off with the crane guns on his little balloon here. They're just free to fire at everything else surrounding them. So yeah. Archaeon is going to be routed, but we'll probably have to wait this one out and wait for the flyer leadership penalty to kick in. There are still some remaining Cathay units on the field, so we still have to wait for these Celestial Dragon Guard to completely shatter or rout off or die before the leadership penalty kicks in for the Grand Cathay army. Wait, what is it? Searing Doom onto the ground, trying to do some minor... Oh, Managed to scratch the Lord Magistrate, doing some very minor damage, but nothing too important here. And now, Warriors of Chaos is just gonna wait. Why isn't the balloon running already? Why do routing units still count? SCA, I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, let's see. Wait, what? Oh, there are some Jade Warriors. They're still routing. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're just gonna wait for we're gonna wait for the Sky Lantern to run out of leadership. We're just gonna watch these Jade Warriors walk off. But yeah, very nicely played by Berserk so far. I do think, no matter what happens in the end, I do think Berserk has won in my heart for sure. I thought the flying units alone cannot hold, and we'll just have to wait for the Lord Magistrate to finish off. But the guns are still gonna do damage, which is a problem here. Like if everything suddenly routes and leads to a chain route, oh no, the chain route's coming. Those Marauder Horsemen has to stay the hell away. Wait for the friendlies to return. If they rout, then it's game over for rank. Oh no, it's game over for Warriors of Chaos. Oh, they're just hiding in the forest now, waiting for these Chaos Warriors to come back. But everything's routing nearby. Friends routing nearby. Okay, they're rallying, so maybe they can come back a bit. And pulling back the balance of power for a bit. But it's gonna be so long until it's gonna be so long until everything runs out of leadership. Okay, guys, we're just gonna wait for the end. The balloon has forest spotting, but I don't think the forest spotting is the reason. It's the tree cover. That's the reason. They can block shots. Like, as you can see, there's a shot hitting the tree line and mitigating some of those shots, which is very important for the Marauder Horsemen to survive this. And leadership is dropping visibly for the Lord Magistrate. I think it's safe to say we'll just kind of wait for the Sky Lantern to route off. Gotta split the infantry up so they won't route each other. Yeah, they should, but I don't know if Berserk is aware of that. The Sky Lantern is just sitting around. You can't even control it. Its fire, I don't think. So they're just shooting at whatever nearby. It's just poking away at the Chosen. Marauder Horsemen are still very much healthy. Chosen are holding. There's nothing to fear nearby, so their leadership is still upholding. There's not any shock damage or any stronger enemy presence, so yeah, we're just waiting for the Lord Magistrate to run out of leadership, which is gonna be soon. It's now down to 63 leadership, minus 63 leadership. Once it hits minus 70, the Lantern will rout. And has no choice but to just sit around and try to shoot away at the Warriors of Chaos army until it eventually breaks. Secure flanks give leadership. Ah, that is true. That is true. Flank secure gives 5 leadership, so they're holding for now. Because friendlies are around providing the secured flank. If he splits, he might round. Yep, that is true. Not necessarily, actually. They have enough leadership to hold anyways. Not these, but they're not enjoying the secure flanks anyways. They're not in the middle. But yeah, that is gonna be GG, I think. Are we lagging now or crashing? Don't tell me we're crashing right about now. Yeah, GG, a really close series. Pretty much down to some tattered units and the Sky Lantern. But as we can see here, the Sky Lantern was not able to pull the game back, and that shall be the end of the game. We're just waiting for the game to run again. But I'm just gonna conclude. Game broken? Might be. Might be. Let me just check. Yeah, the game crashed. I think it's safe to say Berserk has won that one in the end. We couldn't see the damage value, unfortunately, because the game just kind of crashed. But yeah, looks like Berserk has secured the final victory with their Warriors of Chaos army. So next time we're hosting this tournament, we are gonna ban Cathay and Warriors of Chaos, and I'll probably extend the ban to Karanak as well, since they're pretty damn freaking strong. The ability is too strong. Their abilities is too strong and all that. But right now, GG to all the players in the tournament. Big thanks to everyone who showed up and played in the tournament and watched the stream. Congratulations to Berserk for winning the tournament with Warriors of Chaos, pulling some very impressive wins against the Grand Cathay boxes there, actually. Using some interesting spell combos. Earthblood, Fleshy Abundance to heal Archaon, and dropping in Searing Doom and Burning Head to weaken their infantry. And then just YOLOing those spellcasters into the fight. And also Rod of Torment from the Slaanesh Sorcerer, just to bombard those Cathay infantry formations. Really nice, interesting combo. And yeah, throwing axes were being used pretty well as well. Just kind of like tearing apart those Grand Cathay formations, dragging those Grand Cathay mobility out all over the map, and slowly whittling down with throwing axes. Yeah. Also some really interesting Grand Cathay tech as well. The Celestial General, the Great Moon Bird, Astromancer, and Felix beating up Sigval was not exactly something I expected. And yeah, we are going to move into the replay section soon. Karanak wasn't even in the finals though. That is true. That is true. Even a game couldn't handle this junk. You sure that's no pun intended, mate? Yeah. But yeah, Karanak wasn't even in the finals. So yeah, you're right. Maybe I'll just ban the Spirit Leech pin thingy. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for everyone for joining the tournament and playing and showing up to the stream. We'll be checking out the rest of the replays soon, but first of all, let me just quickly pick something to eat, because I actually haven't had dinner yet. Not exactly a healthy thing to do, but yeah, I just had a late lunch and I wasn't hungry before the stream, so I didn't have any food before the stream. Yeah, first of all, we have 6 more battles, so roughly an hour of stream time. You can give replays? Yeah, sure. If, I think I have quite a few of your replays, regardless. But 2 and 3 games, I think we're good with replays for the finals. Like I won't be casting them again, so that is all good. It's so close. Oh yeah, WC versus Warriors of Chaos versus Vampirates was definitely a close one. Actually, you know what? I could probably change the replay. Yeah. Oh, actually, Berserk, can you send me the second replay? Yeah, that would be great, because I feel like the Felix Astromancer and Celestial General combo might be an interesting game to cast, actually. Let me just quickly do some tournament admin, and I'll quickly grab some snacks, and then I'll be back to cast more games. Alright, I'm gonna quickly grab some snacks and I'll be back in a couple minutes. So stay tuned for the replay section where I'll be casting the rest of the replays. Alright, we're back. So I forgot to unmute the mic, so I've been speaking into the mic for like a good 2 minutes without anyone hearing me. But yeah, anyways, we are jumping into the first replay. I think we have all the replays here. So we are good to go. Now in this battle, it's gonna be Slaanesh versus Vampirates. I think Stead was using... I need to check actually. Who was using Slaanesh? Stead was using Slaanesh this time, fighting against the Vampirates, which is played by Calamity. Now, for the army builds here, Slaanesh going for a front line of a mixed with Devoted Marauders, Forsaken, and backed up by a couple of Fiends, leading the army an Exalted Keeper of Secrets, once again to exploit that low leadership heal on the enemy army. Yeah. Feasting on fear, and in the skies a few units of Furies to dive onto enemy gun lines. As for the mobility on the ground, actually there's one more mobility on the ground. The Chaos Knights with Lances, actually 4 units of Furies. On the other, also wait, hold on, what's the spell casting choice here? Right, yeah, Seductive Glory, Ballet of Blows, Pit of Shades, and that's it for the abilities for the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. On the other side, for the Vampirates, we have a front line of deckhand mobs, melee ones, backed up by some handgun mobs and bomber mobs. Black Spot as well, a very elite anti-large bayonet handgun infantry. Their anti-large solely comes from their bayonet, so there's that. And then, well, when you think about it, bayonet, a rifle with bayonet is basically a spear. Slightly shorter, but you get the point. And then a couple more Scurvy Dogs as a bit of a light mobility, some Animated Hulks and Rotting Prometheans, the Lamprey's Revenge, providing mass and just mass blockage in general to deal with enemy fiends and mobility. Halberd, deckhand mobs, and leading the army, Count Noctilus with Pit of Shades, Invocation of the Heck, the Moondial Zombie Summon, and Brave Storm. Well, let's get the battle started here, as the Vampire army is just gonna hold their position, slightly inching forwards a bit there, while the Slaanesh army rushes forward, but yeah, the Vampire army will just try to hold a position with their rather boxy army. Not entirely boxing, but mostly checkerboard formation. Forgot to turn off the scoreboard. Let me just do that. And we already see a Wraith Storm onto the Forsaken, blasting away a quarter of their HP, totally missing that effect. But either ways, that's fine. The Slaanesh army is just slowly inching back a bit, trying to lure the Vampires into the water area. While the Chaos Knights of Slaanesh and the Chaos Furies are all trying to flank around, readying to dive onto those Vampirate gun lines. Slaanesh is just chilling for now, which is not actually breaking the attacking rule. You can set up for a surround, so all the Slaanesh Furies at the back there are moving into attacking position, so that still counts as fulfilling the attacking rule. Now the Furies are in position, the rest of the Slaanesh army is rushing straight forward to the front line, trying to engage in melee as soon as possible. Forsaken is getting lit up by all those handguns. And down to less than half health, already losing their frenzy, though, so this is going to be quite painful, no longer having that impressive attack stats. And while at the back there, Furies will be diving into the hand cannons. Oh, these are hand cannons, okay. Doing some nice damage, but quickly trying to bail out. Not these ones, though, being jumped by a bunch of Scurvy Dogs. A Pit of Shades onto the Forsaken. It's going to do some friendly fire to the deckhand zombie mobs, but it's going to be a worthy trade. Devoted Marauders also jumping into the front line. They should be able to fight through the zombie mobs just fine, but what if there are some hand cannons shooting into them, or handguns shooting into them? That's going to be rough. Oh, speaking of rough, this is going to be rough. Exalted Keeper of Secrets trying to jump the back line there, dropping in a Pit of Shades, nuking both the hounds and hand cannons, but he has put himself into the middle of a ton of crossfire. Hand cannons, mostly just handguns cross-firing onto him, and he is almost dead. Also, Lamprey's Revenge shotgun from the back of their crabs as well, doing some really good damage, and more hand cannons. Even if they managed to drop a Fascination onto the hand cannons, rampaging them, it was still too late to save the Exalted Keeper of Secrets, now dropping into crumbling territory, fading away from reality, while the zombie pirates are still pretty much intact. So I guess that's why That's why Stat decided to throw in the towel. Also, I think they've forgotten the Fiends at the back for a while there, which is one of the reasons why their push is not as successful as it could have been, which is unfortunately a shame. Yeah, we have only seen Furies and Marauders jumping into melee combat. The Fiends and Chaos Knights were largely forgotten at the back. Throwing in the Exalted Keeper of Secrets before you throw in the Fiends and Chaos Knights is definitely a big mistake, I would say. And unfortunately, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets pay heavily for that. Skaven and Grand Cafe round 1. Skaven by Shirayuki and Olaf the Moose playing as Grand Cafe here. Spoiler alert, we already knew who win, but that's fine. The important is how they won, not who won the game. Goodbye Forsaken, we hardly know you. By the way, you still have the tournament tracker on the... Yeah, I totally forgot to move it out, but yeah, I've turned it off. But yeah, thanks for letting me know though. GG to the Coast player, those guns were very brutal indeed. The crossfires, absolutely annihilating some of the... absolutely annihilating the Exalted Keeper of Secrets mostly. And once you lose the leadership, it's hard to pull it back from there. When all your spellcasting and a good chunk of your money value are in that lord. Now, for the builds here, we're seeing Skavens on one side, Grand Cafe on the other, a Kick Claw leading the army on his hamster wheel, a front line of Skaven Slaves, a second line of missiles, 2 Poison Wing Globes, and 1 Night Runner. And then they're backed up by some weapons teams. Natty Bubbles, Sharpshooter, and Avalanche Mortars. Natty Bubbles are going to be revealed by Seitang the Watcher, so that makes them vulnerable to the firing rockets, because they can actually hit the Natty Bubbles, very unfortunately. And then a bunch of Skaven Slave Spears surrounding the box, and also some Red Ogres at the back guarding the Warp Lightning Cannon. And as you can see, because the Natty Bubbles Sharpshooters have been revealed by Seitang's ability, the firing rockets and the Wind Bolt are just absolutely focusing them down for now. And they're probably not going to be long for... Oh, no, it seems like the firings are on the... They just automatically shoot at the closest target, which is the Skaven Slaves. On the other side of the battlefield, Dragonblood, the Shugengan Lord of Ying, moving up, and Seitang also moving up, while the rest of the Grand Cafe box is just holding. A front line of Peasant Longspears and Jade Warriors, backed up by a bunch of Peasant Archers, 1 single Peasant Longspears guarding the firing rockets in the skies. We have a bunch of Onyx Crowmen, a couple of them, and the Celestial Lion, actually a 3rd Onyx Crowman. Spells-wise, we have Missile Mirror. Once again, we are seeing the Missile Mirror attack and Ancestral Warriors. Also Storm of Shadows, but I don't think it matters here. And yeah. Seitang the Watcher is just trying to snipe out the Warp Lightning Cannons right now, but I think he has been missing some shots. Avalanche Mortars, unfortunately, they're just automatically shooting at the Shugengan Lord. That is not a good choice. Oh no. Missile Mirror onto the Warp Lightning Cannon. They're just shooting themselves. And on top of the Seitang's sniper fire, knocks out one of the cannon models. Very nice job from Olaf the Moose there with his Missile Mirror and Seitang combo. Now, the firing rockets are dropping in, and another shot sniping out a second unit of Warp Lightning Cannon. They have put a dent onto Seitang's HP bar, but Seitang is a single entity artillery. So, as long as he's not dead, he will still have full damage output. Unlike the Warp Lightning Cannons where the cannon models can get knocked out, Natty Bull Sharpshooter and the Warp Lightning Cannon are trying their best to snipe out Seitang. But it's gonna take a while. And Ikeklo dropping a Flensing Rune upgraded version onto the Dragonblood Shugengan Lord, I do think that might be a wrong target to cast the spell on. Probably better to just snipe out Seitang, and then which takes out the Watcher ability and allow the Natty Bubbles to go back into hiding. And also just kill off one important firepower source of the Grand Cathay army. Especially that Grand Cathay doesn't have much mobility other than the Crowmen who are just guarding at the back line. It's kind of safe to just move up some of your troops like the Slingers to maybe whittle down Seitang a little bit more even. Just a desperate measure, if anything, to snipe out that artillery monster. Artillery construct, I should say. Anyways, Avalanche Mortar is slowly moving up, but they are probably just gonna get get wrecked by the firing rockets as well. And Poison Wind Globes, they're just way too short in range to even reach Seitan. So yeah, they have just not been able to do much. Oh, another Wind Bolt unleashed onto the Avalanche Mortars, doing some minor damage. Now the Avalanche Mortars can start shooting, but they also are running low in health. Oh no, Missile Mirror, they're just gonna Avalanche themselves. Oh, absolutely deleting themselves with that one volley. Very nice use of the Missile Mirror spell from Olaf the Moose. Yeah, they indeed avalanched Missile Mirror at the Avalanche Mortars, and that was the end of the Avalanche Mortars, unfortunately. Yeah, and all 4 Warp Lightning Cannons have been knocked out, so it is pretty much down to the Natty Bubbles to kill Seitan the Watcher. And I don't think that's gonna work here, unfortunately. Seitan the Watcher is still having over 5k HP left, and that's a beefy HP pull. And now that all the rest of the weapons teams and artillery are gone, oh wait, the Avalanche Mortars have returned, but yeah, either way, the firing rockets are free to just focus down the Natty Bull's sharpshooter, who has been revealed by Seitan's ability. And they are probably not going to be long for this world under the rocket fire. Night Runners might benefit from shooting at Seitan, just trying to do as much damage to Seitan as possible, but at this point, Skaven has lost their killing power against Seitan. They're probably just going to be the end of it, as the Celestial Lion dives in, routes off the Avalanche Mortar with their leadership debuff. Oh wait, no, they don't even need it. But yeah, it just routes off the Avalanche Mortars with Terror, though itself take a lot of damage from a Kit and the Red Ogres, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Skaven simply do not have any assets to protect their to deal with the enemy missiles and then protect their own missiles, as the Crowmen just dive in, wrecks those Poison Wind Globes in melee fight. Despite their heavy armor, like Orange Crowmen actually have enough weapon strength to kill the weapons teams, which is something I am slightly surprised by. But either way, that doesn't matter now, as yeah, the Skavens are just gonna be sitting ducks in front of all those archer fire, and they can't break through the Peasant Long Spears. Or at least they'll be struggling massively to do so. There's the Council Guard. I actually missed them out, but yeah, they're just gonna be sitting ducks, honestly, at this point. Seitan the Watcher will shoot at them. There will be Ancestral Warrior summoning on top of them, which does 100% AP damage. Storm Demon onto Seitan the Watcher, perhaps? The kid is charging up, doing minor damage. Not much, unfortunately. So, yeah, Seitan is just probably gonna survive this. Another Flensing Rune onto the Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord, though. At least Skaven might be able to snipe out the enemy caster. That might be a thing. But yeah, Council Guard will be fighting to the death. They are unbreakable indeed. While a Kit, still having quite a bit of health, is free to just cycle charge the enemy backline with his hamster wheel. But yeah, Poison Wind Globes are still alive, but Celestial Lion is coming in to rout them off. So yeah, they say bye-bye to the Poison Wind Globes. Can they at least get a volley out? They got some damage out, but probably did more damage to their own Skaven slaves due to a firing angle, unfortunately. Now the Cathay Front Line is under heavy duress. They're being heavily pushed back by the Skaven slaves and Red Ogres, but that's only because they're just peasant spears without much to rely upon on. Archers are falling back. Crowmen are still very much alive though, and this Dragon-Blooded Shugengan Lord is not having a good time fighting Red Ogre, so spears will take the fight for her, which is just fine for the Skavens. Seitan is being hounded by a Kit and his hamster wheel, and even some Skaven slave spears are moving in. So Seitan will be finished off, which is the only thing that is still keeping the Skavens in the fight right now, and that is the weakened Seitan the Watcher losing out on the balance of power and the very weakened Lord of the Grand Cathay army. Another Flensing Rune and she probably would be dead, but there's still so much infantry around. Something needs to be done with the Peasant Archers though, so a Kit will be jumping in. The Red Ogres should jump in as well. Council Guard are fighting to the death, and this Unbreakable trait is really showing its value. However, another Ancestral Warrior summon onto a Kit Claw and the Red Ogre, so This is not going to be great for these large entities. They might just get slaughtered in a fight here. A little bit of a Flensing Ruin. This actually won't be able to finish off Dragonblood Shugengan Lord. It's going to get her very weak. Oh wait, maybe it can. It's slowly draining. It's draining away. And she dies. That's going to put a dent in the Grand Cathay Army's balance of power. The thing is, not the balance of power, but in their leadership. And a lot of their units are just on mass exodus. The only problem is that can the Skaven still deal with so many enemy infantry, especially the Celestial Lion with the armor piercing damage is still alive, and that is going to be a problem for a Kick Claw. And also everything else on the Skaven side, really, with the leadership debuff. Let's see, yeah, Fearsome Roar right there, dropping enemy leadership just enough to rout them off. And now one of the Skaven chaff has been shattered. Council Guard doesn't care, since they are unbreakable, but they are so weakened right now. Any Archer Fire is gonna put a dent in their HP bar, and it's a permanent dent, they can't fix it. They don't have healing, because they're Skavens. Council Guard are returning to Ikit, trying to protect their Liege Lord from the Celestial Lion, but what are they doing? What's Ikit doing? He needs to run into the middle of a bunch of his Council Guard. Okay, the Council Guard are in here, and the Red Ogres are moving in as well. No, Ikit Claw needs to run around and just get into the Council Guard. Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. Flensing Ruin onto Red Ogres. Oh no, unlimited power doing damage to Ikit. This is not great. Also, the Archer Fire are whittling down slowly but surely the Council Guard. The Celestial Lion is running low in health, but same goes for the Council Guard, and it's even worse for the Council Guard. Army losses hit, and that shall be it for the Skavens, as the Council Guard has no chance to carry this game alone. Celestial Lion's terror is big in the late game too. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that shall be GG for this Skaven army. Very nicely played by Grand Cathay here. Not a lot of value from the Dragonblood Shugengan Lord, but those Miss Armera, man, that was so neat. I'm gonna cast every replay I receive, so don't worry about it. If you don't see a replay, I will be. Yeah, that's probably just because I haven't got to it yet. Haven't gotten to it yet. And yeah, mostly Satan the Watcher sniping out enemy artillery alongside the firing rocket, doing a lot of good damage. Peasant archers cost-efficient damage against the unshielded Council Guard, so they weren't able to do too much in the fight. Natty Poople's Sharpshooter did some good damage, but yeah, they're just under heavy fire from Satan and firing rocket, so very unfortunate for the Skavens being outgunned by the Grand Cathay army. Some of the Red Ogres did fine. It did a lot of damage as usual, carrying the game, but yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, also Celestial Lion, routing up so many Skavens, doing a really good job. The Terror and the Leadership debuff all being super good in this matchup. Alright, Berserk versus Archangel. Chaos Dwarf going a spicy build here with Astrogolf combined with a Kadai Destroyer and a Demon Smith with the Revorge ability for the heal, I believe. What else? We have 4 Goblin Laborers, 3 Orc Laborers, and a line of Chaos Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. One of them do not have great weapons, and Astrogolf coming in with some spells. Cascading Fire Cloak, Ash Storm, Black Hammer of Hashut. Yeah, that's it for their toolkit. There are a couple Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with bows and 4 units of Wolf Raiders with bows. And it's the Demon Smith Sorcerer carrying any spells. Yep, a Burning Head and Reforge as usual. And on top of a Bale Taurus as well. Alright, on the other side of the battlefield, we have the Warriors of Chaos with a front line of Marauders with great weapons, the Severed Claw with their solid anti-large armor piercing attacks. A Chaos Giant, haven't seen this guy in a while. solid melee attack stat at 65, not so good in melee defense, and their lack of armor means that their big hitbox is just gonna make them a good, perfect target for pin cushioning. But the 700 AP weapon strength, one of the highest natural weapon strength in the game, plus the 65 melee attack can be extremely lethal in a 1v1 scenario. What else? We have Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows with Malkov's Mystifying Miasma and Pit of Shades leading the army, a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Flashy Abundance, of course, and Stream of Corruption. I don't know if the double sorcerer is actually a good idea, but it seems that Berserk has been really going all in on the multi-sorcerer attack in this tournament. Seeing every game of his just having multiple casters, and all of them has 1 or 2 spells, some of them even 3 spells, so yeah. But I feel like Stream of Corruption kind of functions the same as like Pit of Shades and Malkov, so I would say arguably this Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows is it's a bit of a waste of funds, but obviously Berserk have been winning the entire tournament, so there must be something he knows that I am not aware of, right? So yeah, anyways, Hobgoblin and Wolf Raiders are skirmishing down some Chaos Warhounds, doing some minor chip damage. Archaon and the Throwing Axes are pressuring them, and so they're just pulling back for now, but the Warhounds might be able to catch these Hobgoblin and Wolf Raiders and get some juicy kills. Seems like they're managing to catch up to a few of these unit models and do some minor damage. Oh, Malkov's Mystifying Miasma, a lethal hit onto these Wolf Raiders, slowing them down, allowing the Chaos Warhounds to efficiently catch up and pursue them to death. As I mentioned before, the pursuit behavior can amplify the damage by a lot when a unit is chasing after enemies. So yeah, the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders from enemies pursuit and also the Malkovs, they just take a lot of damage, forcing the Kadai Destroyer and Astrogolf plus the Demon Smith Sorcerer to come in and maybe fend off these Murder Horsemen. But the problem is that Kadai Fireborn is vulnerable to all these AP fire, and he has such a massive hitbox, he simply can't dodge. So he is taking a ton of damage from the Throwing Axes, and yeah. It's just rushing around trying to catch up to the Marauder Horsemen, but it's probably better off for them to just run over and try to kill the giant, but oh well. Right now, the Kadai Destroyer is just avoiding combat for now, allowing the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders to slowly whittle down the health of the Chaos Giant, which they have a lot more HP than the... Oh wait, no. Yeah, the Chaos Giant probably has more full HP than... yeah, has more HP than the Kadai Destroyer, damn. Some of these Throwing Axes are... needs to go on to the Kadai Destroyer ASAP. Wait, there are 2 giants? Okay, this is a crazy tech for sure. Anyways. Wait, hold on. That's 5. No, that's 4 single entities. Never mind. Anyways, Throwing Axes. These are. Why? Wait, these are corn Throwing Axes. Why? That makes no sense. Oh, they do fire damage against your opponent, which has fire resistance. So those Throwing Axes are not gonna do jack shit. Or at least gonna be a lot less effective. Like that's 25% physical missile resistance plus another 35% of fire resistance. That's 60% damage reduction against your Throwing Axes. Why? Why did you bring fire damage against a Chaos Dwarf? That makes no sense. Okay, never mind. Either ways, the Chaos Giant is going up against the Kadai Destroyer now, and is taking a pretty big hit in melee, being ganged up on by 3 single entities, and Marauders are absolutely getting trashed at the same time. Throwing Axes still being chucked into the fray, but everything has fire resistance here, so they are just gonna do... They're not gonna do jack shit. Oh hey, Mr. Joyful. Thanks to it's we're done with the live casting. We're just watching replays live now. So yeah, we're having a bit of Chaos Dwarf versus Warrior of Chaos now, and I'm just confused why Berserk decided to bring Throwing Axes into Chaos Dwarf when like half their roster, 70% of their roster have fire resistance. That makes no sense. Either ways, Malkov's onto some of these Wolf Raiders, and the Shadow Sorcerer pursuing the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. Severed Claw engaging into combat as well, trying to provide some infantry support, but they're pulling back, probably trying to shift over to the other side and provide some support against the monsters. And the Double Giant is absolutely slapping the Kadai Fireborn. Kadai Fireborn might be strong and has anti-slash and whatnot, but two 700 weapon strength giants slapping it. Even with healing, it's still gonna be rough. Oh, I guess the flaming axes can cut down the healing for the Kadai, but that's the only benefit I can see in this kind of situation. But yeah, Kadai Fireborn has to stay alive here, because if it dies, then there's... Oh no, what is this? What is this? A lot of blobbed up laborers and some Killstone warriors being hit by a Pit of Shades. Oh, that's a juicy Pit of Shades. Killing so many laborers and some Killstone infantry as well. At the same time, the Kadai Fireborn is slapped to his death, especially when the Severed Claw is in the fray. Yeah, the double giant plus Severed Claw is just too much for one single Kadai Fireborn to handle. At the same time, Melkoff's onto the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders plus the pursuing horsemen coming in melee. Yeah, they're just gonna get dragged to death. And yeah, this Chaos Giant at 1,400 HP, we can't even see his HP bar anymore. Is still managing to hold in battle and just smashing whatever's left on the Killstone side. Killstone is on a mass retreat. No more Kadai Fireborn for them to fall back and rely on, and they just have to use Astrogov and Demon Smith to in the melee. But oh no, yet another Pit of Shades. And the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders retreated towards the wrong direction, just running into the horsemen, being clogged up in their movement path. Means that most of their models are staying within the Pit of Shades area. And that's a 3-for-1 Pit of Shades. All 3 units of Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders have been routed off the map. Straight off the map due to how close they are to the white line. The double giant are just gonna smash the rest of the laborers with the help of the marauders shielding hits for the giants. Severed Claw is in the fray as well, and that's just a super elite blob of infantry that the Killstones cannot really deal with. And yeah, I think we can fast forward this towards the end, as it is pretty much just Astrogol versus the world. The Labor Chaff don't count. Labor Chaff doesn't count. Furring Axis keeps chugging in Furring Axis onto Demon Smith and Astrogov as well. Although the Furring Axis AP ones are not doing jack shit once again. And a Burning Head routing a bunch of these orc laborers and whatnot off. I don't even know who casted that Burning Head, but yeah. Oh wait, no, I don't think Archaon has Burning Head, right? Oh, a flesh. Wait, a heal. What heal? Oh right, yeah, there's no Archaon. That's a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Fleshy Abundance, that's right. Alright, I always thought that that's an Archaon. I don't know why. But yeah, that Burning Hand was definitely from the Demon Smith, but that doesn't matter anymore. As oh, that Fleshy Abundance would be lethal. It heals Severed Claw, it heals the 2 giants, and it heals some Murder Horsemen as well. That is a nasty placement. That's gonna be a nasty blob. But yeah, it looks like the double giant earned... only one of them earned back some money, the other not so much. Most of the value came from Melkoff's and Pit of Shades. That was a juicy Pit of Shades in the end. Yeah. The Javelins did great. One of the throwing axes did fine, the other not so much. Berserk, you're here. Why did you bring corn flaming throwing axes against Chaos Dwarf? I don't get it. How much value on the Kadai? I don't think there's much. 902, that's not much. I don't think that's not even half of their value of their cost. So yeah, very unfortunate there. Most of the value was done by the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. The rest of the army just kind of got hard countered by the double giant. If this was a more traditional Chaos Dwarf army with a bunch of Fireglaves, maybe it would stand a better chance, but even then, it's still gonna be rough. Yeah. for fun, and he good versus CD trash. Oh yeah, with the anti-infantry bonus, that makes sense. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. Especially running down, say, like archer lines at the back. That makes sense. But yeah, this Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows just got a ton of value. Nuking so much stuff with the Pit of Shades. Archangel unfortunately blobbing up a little too much. And Berserk was able to exploit that. Alright, next up we have... let us save this for last, because Berserk was saying this was a really close one. So we'll look at the Vampire Coast versus Slaanesh battle. Wait, we've already seen it. Okay, never mind. We can, that's the last replay for the day then. The Vampire Coast versus Warriors of Chaos. Alright, let me just quickly quick replay and load replay. Vampire Coast versus Berserk. Oh, we have Herald Hammerstorm and a double caster attack yet again. Herald Hammerstorm though, yeah boy. Oh no, this is gonna be pain for the Vampire Coast, because for those of you who don't know, Herald Hammerstorm is a legendary hero that can actually make undead rout. Yes, he is so terrifying, even undead routes away from him. His ability, Bane of the Dead, reduces leadership and removes undead attribute, which means undead will still crumble, but unfortunately, they no longer have their unable to rout thing. They can become routed, and they will be susceptible to fear and terror themselves as well, which is pretty damn ridiculous. Oh, they can't even get healed. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Anyways, the rest of the army is a super elite. Okay, they still fulfill the unit troop count, but yeah, the rest of them are just some super elite aspiring champions. I did not expect to see aspiring champions, but I appreciate to see them. Look at their drip, huh? The skulls, the pauldrons, the shields. Oh man, the glowing swords. Yeah, they're just really cool. And they're also a really good choice against Vampire Coast, simply because they will block a ton of shots. They will block a ton of shots from enemy handguns with their silver shields, and their heavy armor means that some of the non-armor piercing shots will be mostly mitigated, like bombers and whatnot. Plus they have low unit model count, so any artillery would struggle to actually hit them or do severe damage to them. The rest of the army is just a ton of skirmishing though. Marauder Horsemen, and some with throwing axes to deal with the enemy armor, especially Lamprey's Revenge, I suppose, and Sorcerer of Slaanesh with Slaanesh spells like Pavane to move enemy missiles off their position and stop them from shooting. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance, very important here to heal up the aspiring champions. Ransom Visitations and Stream of Corruption for thinning out enemy units. Ransom Visitation also good for sniping out enemy lord and single entities or low entity count units. As for the Vampire Coast, we have a front line of deckhand mobs, melee ones, and then a second line of handgun mobs. Third line of more handguns in the form of black spots and 2 more hand cannons guarding a single carronade. There's also a bunch of 4 animated hulks providing some mass. Actually 4 hand cannons in total, and 4 animated hulks, 1 Lamprey's Revenge guarding 1 carronade, and leading the army Count Noctilus as usual. Pretty sure we have seen Keeper getting shot in a few seconds by coast guns. Yeah, we have seen that. Yeah, we have seen that. That was what happened. It's further back in the replay, so you can probably just rewind in the footage. The aspiring champions, also Herald himself, also very badass looking. Just look at this dude. Premium corn themed armor. I feel like it's a bit of corn theme thing with all the red stuff on top. And he is the OG Warhammer guy after all, so yeah. Our hand cannons actually good now? They were mess basically all the time I play. I guess if you play them right, they will be good, but I don't use VP that much. I can't really tell. But just like Iron Hill gunners, they do a lot of damage if they get to shoot. We just saw an Exalted Keeper of Secrets getting absolutely deleted by the hand cannons, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like this hand cannon build are more prepared for dealing with like bigger monsters, and there are no big monsters here, so they're gonna be disappointed. We'll do a bit of fast forward here, as the Carronades are doing some good damage to aspiring champions. As I said before, cannons can do good damage to aspiring champions, because each shot has really high damage, and because how much HP the aspiring champions have, the damage doesn't overflow when they kill a model on the aspiring champions. So yeah, the relatively precise Carronade shots will still put a dent in the aspiring champions' HP bar, while the hand guns and hand cannons will fail to do that. So Chaos wouldn't have to, as soon as possible, move to the backline and start harassing the Carronades and stop it from shooting. But yeah, as soon as the aspiring champions get into melee, they'll be relatively safe from the cannons, so they just have to rush as soon as possible. Severed Claw would probably be a better target for the cannons at this point. But yeah, Murder Horses are flanking around, moving into a flanking position. Herald Hammerstorm is in! He is in, baby! Removing that undead trait, so all these zombie pirate deckhand mobs will be routed if their leadership dips too low. And Coast doesn't really have a good answer to Herald Hammerstorm. As you can see here, these zombie pirate deckhand mobs are routed away by our Hammerman here. And don't forget, he has the explosion ability. Did he bring that? No, he didn't bring the explosion. He just bring the Bane Shield and reduce enemy weapon. Damn it. We don't have the Hammer of Harry. No explosions, but anyways, aspiring champions quickly broken through the enemy front line, now getting over to the second line, trying to cut down the handgun. Is also receiving a bit of heal from the fleshy abundance earlier, so their HP has been recovered, still having 14 unit models and a lot of fighting power left. The handguns are trying to turn around and shoot, and they are doing a good number onto Herald Hammerstorm, knowing that this guy, he is the Bane of the Undead and their primary threat. But he will receive heals from Fleshy Abundance, I believe, at some point. But yeah. And the aspiring champions are unopposed right now. All the units are just going after Herald Hammerstorm, while the aspiring champions are slightly ignored. And the hand cannons are not doing much against the regular ones. They're absolutely murdering the Severed Claw, but the regular ones have Silver Shield, so they're not really worried about getting shot at by anything, even by hand cannons or Black Spot. Now the Kill Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, in the other hand, took a lot of damage from those hand cannon shots, forcing him to just jump into melee and just try and silence the hand cannons. Though he himself is taking a lot of shots from the handguns at the back. No, why are you turning around to shoot? Keep shooting at the Kill Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Kill him off. Cut off the healing for the Warriors of Chaos. Oh no. Anyways, Herald Hammerstorm is in a fight now, and Count Noctilus is trying to kill him off as well, with the hand cannons nearby focusing fire onto the Severed Claw and Harry himself. Yeah, the aspiring champions also taking a lot of damage from the hand cannons. The push of the Warriors of Chaos is slightly faltering, as they're kind of running out of steam. Some of these Murder Horses are being thrown into combat just to tie these handguns down in melee, though some of them unfortunately being repelled by animated hulks guarding the missile infantry. Severed Claw still fighting in the mix, and here comes a very clutch Fleshy Abundance. It better be an overcast version. It is an overcast version. Quickly healing back the Severed Claw, who still have most of their models in there. Same goes for aspiring champions, and most important, the Herald Hammerstorm is getting healed up, making sure that these Lamprey's Revenge and all that are gonna get terrified and routed. Yeah, things are getting quite rough for everyone else, for the Vampire Coast in the backline. Though the hand cannons are absolutely murdering the charging Murder Horsemen, so there's that. They have that going for them. The problem is still gonna be the blob of elite infantry there. Aspiring champions that are still in the front line cutting through deckhand mobs are pretty much almost untouched. Murder Horsemen are in the fray, getting hit by Melkov, so taking some damage. Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle, juking some shots from the hand cannons and handguns, while more Marauder Horsemasters charging in just to try and run down the enemy infantry. But yeah, the animated hulks have been shattered, completely fading away, and the Lamprey's Revenge also running out of leadership. Being so close to Harry means that they will be routed once more when the Savage Claw, Aspiring Champion, Herald Hammerstorm, and Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Slaanesh is in the mix. But the rest of the army-wise, the Vampire Codes are doing pretty well. The main problem is how do they kill off these single entities, especially Harry. But yeah, another Ravestorm plus Malkov's Mystifying Miasma trying to finish off, and it did indeed finish off the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord. So no more healing for the Warriors of Chaos. But at the same time, Lamprey's Revenge are also being pushed all the way to the end of the map, completely eliminated by Harry, the Slaanesh Sorcerer, and the 2 Aspiring Champions. No more healing though, but then again, this one Aspiring Champion is almost onto their heal cap, which is pretty damn ridiculous. I've never seen that happening usually. Usually when I play with Aspiring Champions, I just bring a bunch of AoE spells, just so I can drop those AoE spells on top of them, since they don't take much damage from AoE spells. But yeah, this is gonna be a really close game, I feel. I do think that the Vampirates have an edge because of how much missiles they have. But Harry is just such a strong tool to counter the undead, it's hard to tell. Oh, really nice cast here. Pavane of Slaanesh. I guess the double sorcerer tag is actually coming into play in this game. Using the Pavane to rampage his black spots, stopping them from shooting and forcing them to go into melee. Hand cannons are firing into Savage Claw. They should be able to do some okay damage. But there's still so many Aspiring Champions, and they themselves are going to get charged by the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh. And as you can see, the Aspiring Champions just don't take any damage from the hand cannons, as their silver shields just keep blocking. Count Nautilus is in the mix, trying to cut down those Aspiring Champions and force a rout onto them. Animated Hulks are diving in as well. The problem is this blob is still just an unholy blob of units that the Vampires is going to struggle against. Aspiring Champions over here are on the verge of routing, but not quite so just yet. Nearby friendlies are probably bolstering their leadership, maybe? Yeah, nearby friendlies are... Wait, they encourage themselves. Oh, they encourage themselves, so yeah. They're keeping themselves in the fight. So they have barely any leadership, but just barely enough to stay in the fight and keep being a nuisance to the animated Hulks. And on top of that, they have solid melee stats. 41 attack and 46 defense right now with 1 chevron. And they can just fight chaff for days. Even the animated Hulks will struggle against them. The AP might be decent, but they just don't have enough stats to punch through the defenses of these Aspiring Champions. The hero ball is so slow and so funny. Yep. The rest of the undead just can't seem to do any damage here. Other than using hand cannons, they have pretty much nothing to really deal with the Aspiring Champions. 3 Aspiring Champion units are still online, and they're supported by Herald Hammerstorm, which can rout enemy undead. And rout them 3 times and they might just shatter and crumble away. That might actually be how it goes. But yeah, the hand cannons, 1 more unit of hand cannons being rampaged into melee, slowly waddling and trying to get into melee. But yeah, these hand cannons better start shooting at the Aspiring Champions, and they are indeed doing so. Unfortunately, Count Noctilus is stuck in a melee fight around being surrounded by Aspiring Champions, and Harry is in. Harry has AP damage, so he can do good damage too, so against armored targets like Count Noctilus. And at the same time, the Slaanesh Sorcerer being a nuisance at the back there, being the only mobility left for Warriors of Chaos, cycle charging into the hand cannons. And once again, animated Hulks have been routed. And they have returned once again, but one more rout, they might just shatter away. Hand cannons will be turning around to target the Severed Claw, I believe. They just have to shoot at whatever they can find a mark on, honestly. Shoot! Come on! Shoot! What are you doing? Why are you not shooting? Okay, they're shooting now. Trying to whittle down the Severed Claw, but that also earns the ire of all these Aspiring Champions, so they are going to try and come in and finish off the hand cannons. But here comes the animated Hulks sacrificing themselves to save the lives of their undead brethren, the hand cannons will turn around and maybe try and shoot again. Oh no, the line of sight issue is indeed a bit of a nuisance now. Oh, the other animator hole is dead. There's just only one animator hole left. And yeah, the animator holes. Oh, point blank shots from the hand cannons though, doing some nice noticeable damage to the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Slaanesh. Animator Hulks once again returning to the fight, but one more route they will be finished off from being shattered. And their leadership is dipping. They are routing. They're soon routing, and yeah, they're just taking a lot of damage now. Routing off, and that is a shatter. And that means Count Nautilus and his zombie chaff will be all that's left to finish off 2 units of aspiring champions. This one unit might also be returning soon. So all 3 aspiring champions surviving till the late game. Once the missiles are dead, there's just nothing to reliably take down these super elite low entity model count infantry. And the zombie pirate gunnery mobs, the hand cannon mobs, are being forced to flee, but the problem is that they just don't have enough speed. At only 23, they can't outrun the slightly faster aspiring champions at 32, so yeah, Count Nautilus trying his damnness to finish off these aspiring champions. May be able to rout off the Savage Claw, but oh, and the hand cannon mobs are being routed. They can't even just sit there and shoot. Harry really putting in the work here. I guess when the hand cannon mob routed far off enough, they can regain the undead trait and get the unroutable again. At this point, I don't think Harry is the main problem anymore. Like, if there are enough chaff, Count Nautilus can definitely finish off with infantry support. The problem are more of the aspiring champions. So the hand cannon mobs really need to start shooting at the oh, they're shooting at the sorcerer. I guess that's also not a bad target. Trying to rout off the only mobility left for the undead. Oh, some throwing axes are back. These are corn throwing axes too, so they have anti-infantry bonus, making them even more proficient in killing enemy infantry. And yeah, that is the end of the hand cannons. Now, can Nautilus do it? We shall see, as he is receiving support from the zombie deckhand mobs, but they are merely hit points bunch. They can't do any damage here. While he himself has been taking hits from Harry the Hammer and the surrounding aspiring champions. He's surrounded by aspiring champions. It's a halberd on halberd action, and on top of that, cycle charging from the corn throwing axes, just doing more and more damage to the deckhand mobs. Things are not looking too hot for Count Nautilus now. Everything is just all blobbed up. I can't even see shit with the fading effect here. The undead being affected by the routing stuff, yeah, it's a bit annoying. But yeah, undead being routed, Count Nautilus is all alone. He can also be routed, actually. He is all alone, and once his leadership dips low enough, he will be routed or even straight up army losses. So yeah, zombie deckhand mobs are retreating. They will be returning to the fight once their undead trait, once they regain their undead trait, but that doesn't matter anymore as Count Nautilus is out of HP and out of leadership. Balance of power hits army losses for the Vampire Coast. Very, very close game between Calamity and Berserk, and a very spectacular game indeed. The hand guns did some amazing damage, actually. But I guess a lot of that damage being healed up by the Fleshy Abundance, so that was a bit of an inflated value. Hand cannons also did some insane work. And for most of the game, the Chaos Army, Warriors of Chaos, is actually losing on balance of power. It's just through the sheer tenacity of the aspiring champions, tanking out all the undead chaff. And also Harry the Hammer, routing off the undead. And only because of these combinations were the Warriors of Chaos able to just tank it out till the very end. And yeah, that Harry is just too good against undead. And yeah, yeah, Herald is really the key in winning this matchup, I suppose. The Warriors of Chaos would have lost if it wasn't for Herald Hammer Storm inflicting all those routes onto the Vampire Coast army. Like a few of the Vampire Coast units are actually shattered because they routed too many times, including at least one animator Hulk. So yeah, that was a very unfortunate for the Vampire Coast. They did a lot of damage, probably out DPSing the Warriors of Chaos, but in the end, their units are just routed by Herald, Hammerstorm, and the rest of the units they have just wasn't good enough to kill these aspiring champions. They themselves have solid leadership, and on top of that, they have the encouragement aura, which adds another 8 leadership. So it's just really hard to rout them off with just sheer chaff. They can kill chaff for days. Don't forget that aspiring champions have splash attacks, so they can actually hit multiple infantry models at once and just knocking them down and doing damage at the same time. So yeah, GG to both players. A very, very close game in the end. A very brilliant game. And that shall be the end for today's stream. I hope... Let me just catch up with the chat, and that should be the end. Iron Hail Gunners were actually performing decently compared to handguns. Yeah, that's true. Or is it because the lack of handguns at Cafe roster? As you can see in the replay, the hand cannons actually did a lot of damage. They just struggle with line of sight. Yeah. Earl was in my army in campaign just for his buffs. When he got to fight, he was already over 95% of the time. Yeah, unfortunately, he was a foot character, but definitely definitely hard to kill for sure. I think I tried once. I just bring him with like a Nurgle Sorcerer Lord, and just keep healing him. Against when I was playing. Yeah, I was a Nurgle Sorcerer Lord, and Herald, and then just both of them are on foot, and then just go against Tinge. The blue fire spam didn't do shit against my army because all of them are like aspiring champions and foot characters. And any damage dealt can be healed back up with a bit of a fleshy abundance. So yeah, that was pretty ridiculous foot blob. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoy the tournament, and probably not the best cast today. Not gonna lie, I'm tired from work, but yeah, I hope you all enjoy the multiplayer action. We'll be casting more tournaments in the future, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. Massive thanks to Human Boy Yes for raiding my stream at the beginning. Really nice. Really nice to have a bunch of people at the chat room before I even started the stream. So yeah, that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tactical signing out.